He's a pouty little guy, ain't he? Very, very ominous.
I know, like, I only know about him what you've told me. What you and Crab have told me through osmosis. Which isn't much,
Yeah, I
if
was
I'm
about to
being
say,
honest.
what would that be?
I just know generally that he, like, goes back and looks at old stuff. And that he has garbage takes.
I wouldn't even say that he has garbage takes. It's just he's a very interesting individual. Just his reviews are like, they stopped being reviews at some point and they became more like just vehicles for skits to be made. He really likes his skits.
You do YouTube deep dives like you're going on safari. Like the I feel like the people that you will watch, it's just like a circus attraction.
It is. I mean, it's kind of the fun of it.
Like Boogie.
Well, Boogie's a different case. Boogie's just a terrible person.
And like Christian.
Yeah. Well, who doesn't like pointing at the monsters, you know?
I just stay away from them. Like, I hear that someone is an awful person that makes, like, toxic content, and I stay away from them.
That's fair. No, that's completely fair. I just like learning about the monster, though, you know?
Have you done anything on Nikocado? Because I feel like he's up there.
He's a strange case. I feel like I would if I wasn't disgusted by the idea of mukbangs, and I don't want to watch him mukbang.
Yeah. Apparently he does different content now, because he's, like, super skinny. Like meth head skinny.
Like meth head skinny.
Like, you know what I'm talking about, though. You know what it means.
That's fucked up. Can a man not lose some weight, Evan? He's gotta be a meth head now?
No, but, like, he has, like, no body fat. He went from, like, a fucking Snorlax to, I don't even know what to call him now. He, like, did that psycho intro with the panda head.
2 steps ahead.
I think he's fractured. I think there's something, like, seriously wrong with him.
I mean, he'd be pretty. I mean, he was like a great violinist. He had a good job. Life was really good before he started doing mukbangs. He kind of like fucked up his whole trajectory. But enough about the creatures that exist in our world. We have to deal with fake monsters.
Oh, yeah. That reminds me. I read the first chapter of a manga I think you would really like.
What's that?
It's like 1/3 mystery, 1/3 romance, 1/3 gag show. It's called Love is a Mystery. And the whole premise is that he's like a Sherlock Holmes type great detective who just wants to get a date, but every time any woman gets close to him, it's because she's the murderer in a case he's investigating, and they're trying to get close to him to throw him off the trail.
So is it like almost episodic? Like every case is just a new girl, and then eventually she's just revealed as the murderer?
Well, there's only 1 chapter out so far, but that's happened twice in the first chapter, so...
That's funny. That's actually really good.
And he's like, why can't I just meet a normal woman?
I'll have to check it out. You said it's an anime, or is it just a manga?
It's a manga. Only the first chapter's out so far. It says his name, and then like the subtitle is "Love is a Mystery." Let me check.
I gotta say, I can't imagine how cool it is to go through the process of someone's manga getting made into an anime officially.
Yeah.
Like, imagine being the Dandanan creator and then just hear what theme song they made for your show.
And then shitting your pants. Like,
And what
I'm sure
animation team is on it.
Tatsu is so happy with how it's working out. Like, you'd be crazy not to be.
I mean, like, you got like the next up and coming like anime opening band, with Creepy, whatever their name is. I forget the name of it.
Creepy Nuts, yeah. They
Yeah.
did the second Mashal intro, and that was like the best intro of its season.
And also, you get like you get the Devilman Crybaby team to like animate your show.
Yeah. So it's the same studio, but it's likely like almost a completely different team of animators, because the way that animators work in the modern era is that it's just people from all around the world, and the studio is just like the management team that's organizing them.
Yeah. Well, regardless, I imagine they have, even though it's different animators, each studio has their own. What's the word I'm looking for?
Style, I guess.
Yeah, style,
Like,
expectations, like
yeah, standard of
standard. Yeah, that's better. Standard.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's not just the animation either. It's like the little extra bits they're adding in that just really shows how much love they have for this series. Like, there's one part whenever the main guy transforms into his like ghost form.
Yeah.
Usually in the manga, they don't show the transformation because that's not really how manga works. He's normal in one panel, and then he's Ghost Man in the other panel. In every time he transforms in the anime, they show the full transformation like in frame on the screen, and it's so fluid and it looks so cool. It just really like magnifies to me how much they care about this show.
I do wonder what numbers Dandanan's doing over in Japan to justify how much attention it's getting over just the amount of like the big studios they're getting. I'm curious how that process works of getting like a S tier studio to animate your manga when it gets an anime, as opposed to other animes that are being adapted.
I'm caught up on the manga, and I can confidently say that it's like one of, if not the most consistently entertaining story like manga I've ever read. It doesn't miss. Like, there are no boring parts.
From what I've heard of it, it hits every philosophy I have about creating a story of just fun weird, of just letting your absurdity and strangeness take over into your work and having fun with it.
Yeah. It definitely is just like goofy, don't think about it too hard, fun action. But it has depth to it. It's not shallow.
Yeah.
It's a very unique story.
I've heard it described as regular
recommend.
show, of like the regular show anime.
Yeah. It's definitely, it's less like every arc feels like it was a very long episode of regular show.
I'll need to watch. I want whatever. Like I want this current run to finish up, and then give it like watch it all the way through.
Me and Mikos are doing weekly viewing sessions.
Yeah, how many episodes are they up to now?
7 was the last one.
Probably end around 12, right? Usually out.
Yeah.
Well, I say that, but then fucking didn't Freerun go to like 21 or something?
So, they do it in segments called cores, and cores are 12 to 13 episodes. If a show has a season that is 2 cores, it'll go for 25 episodes and span 2 seasons, 2 like anime seasons, if that makes sense. But I think they're only doing 1 core for Dandadan, which like they only really have 2 more arcs until they come to a natural break point. So that makes sense.
Yeah, I imagine they're also still kind of testing the waters to see if this investment is worth it. Which I imagine will be a resounding yes.
I'm sure it's paying off. Yeah, it's crazy popular.
Yeah. I've been thinking about, is MASH, I gotta say, side note, anything, I have a curse of myself of any game I'm excited for sucking. Mikos has like a boon that any anime or manga he reads gets an amazing adaptation.
Yeah.
Because I've heard every anime that's been big over the last couple of like years. I've heard Mikos described to me. It's like, oh yeah, I like this manga I've been reading, and then it like comes out with a fucking above and beyond anime adaptation of it.
Well, I think what happens is that he reads a lot of manga and only sticks with the good ones. Like he starts 5 series and sticks with one. Because I've experienced the same thing where he'll be like, hey, you should read Mashal, it's really funny. And then I read Mashal and I'm obsessed with it for a while. And the same thing happened with Dandadan.
Because I remember when he described to me Dandadan like a couple of months ago. I'm like, that seems goofy, it seems nice. And now look, it's like a fucking phenomena.
It's very consistent. Like, it's funny. But the most recent episode 7, will make you cry.
I've been seeing that do some rounds too. I've been seeing people like saying that they're fucked up after the most recent episode. I don't know the context, but I just know people are sad.
Me and Mikos knew going into that episode that it was going to be rough because we've both read it. And there were several times where like we had to mute.
Crying and cold.
We had to just like take a second. I wasn't like sobbing, but I had to like do that thing where you have to like breathe slowly to make sure you don't cry.
That good, huh?
Yeah.
And that's only in 7 episodes. I still think the personal record is what Freerin did to me. It got me crying 3 episodes in a row. That was crazy. That was unreasonable.
That show is full of emotional gut punches. Because that author really knows how to, like, have characters show how they feel and not tell you, you know?
Yeah. Like, episode 1 alone, just like, it's very just human grief reaction. I'm like, oh. And then second episode, the flower thing, I'm like, oh.
The emotions are so real and so raw. It's just gut punch after gut punch.
I will say, I did kind of fall off with it during the mage exam.
Yeah, it really switched gears. It went from, like, story that will make you cry to, like, shonen battle tournament arc.
Yeah. It was still cool, but I just wasn't as into the mage tournament as it was the exploring part. I'm surprised how fast they got rid of Priest Guy. I really thought he was going to stick around.
I liked the part at the end of the exam arc where like they have to fight the clay free run. I thought that part was really sick.
That was pretty cool, yeah. But enough of us yapping about anime and stuff. We gotta focus on Chinese.
Oh, you know what made me think of the detective manga is that they did the same trope that we were expecting in this case, where his like assistant he assumes is a guy, and then at the end of the chapter, you the audience find out that she's a girl, and it made me think of this.
The only difference is that we were just dumb and didn't read, and everyone thought she was a guy. Everyone already knew she was a girl.
But the detective's assistant is wearing like 1-to-1 the same outfit.
Also, I gotta say, I've been thinking about this case. I don't know where this is gonna go. I figured we were gonna get the sister, and that was gonna be the slam doink, but now I don't know what happened here, if she's not the killer.
I think I had a theory that I vaguely remember. I think that there are more disinheritance rules than just a woman being improper. And I think the youngest brother, the first mate, has broken one of those rules and doesn't want people to know.
I meant more in a sense of, like, being able to pull it off. I guess he must have just... Because there could be more than one killer as well, I guess, but...
Yeah. There could be.
Because he could not have gotten the kill on the engine room.
I'd be willing to entertain the brother and the sister working in cahoots.
Yeah.
Because she definitely has something to lose if her magician thing gets out.
Yeah, because she wanted the money for the troop. Master Wu? There really isn't anything else on this ship that can be used as offerings. We threw out all our fucking food.
We're going to starve.
Mr. Joseph, Mr. Shen, please talk some sense into Master Wu.
It'd be faster to just push him off the boat.
We could just eat him. He's going to feed our food to the fishes again. Which celestial being are you worshipping, Mr. Temin? I'm telling you, Yangtze must have been bewitched to be able to do such a thing. I need to beg to the Luang King underwater to give her a way out.
Hell, Liang Xin stocked up on some sardines to make stargazy pie. You could go ask him to give some to Mr.
I'm not
Wu.
handing him any of our food. Mr. Joseph.
Go on, then.
Fucking Roblox smile.
It is. It looks like the auspicious.
It does. He's very. Maybe he's all right. Maybe he's not a brother exploder.
I hope
want to
he's
believe.
not.
I want to believe.
I hope it's not that.
I hope
simple.
that's the
he's
craziest suicide ever seen.
not. Something else I can recommend to you. I've been obsessed with this game for the past 3 days. It's your favorite price.
What's Premium?
And it's called Sea of Stars.
Yeah.
And it feels, the gameplay feels very much like Mario and Luigi style, where there are like top-down puzzles that are like not difficult enough to be frustrating, but like intriguing enough to keep you interested, to keep you invested. And then the combat is turn-based strategy with a little bit of quick time in it. Like, there's literally a special move that you get at the beginning of the game that's just the green shell thing.
Why is it free?
Because it's Game Pass.
Oh, okay, I see. I was about to say, it seems very in-depth. I'm surprised it'd be free.
And the story's great. I've got like 5 crackpot theories about the story. Are you okay?
No, I'm a fucking idiot.
What'd you do?
Okay, so where I'm sitting,
Uh-huh.
I'm looking at my computer. I have my desk here, I'm looking at my computer. Behind me is a bedside table where I have a water bottle and a bottle of NyQuil.
Oh, I see where this is going.
And I just reached behind me and I grabbed a bottle and I drank it. I just chugged a fucking bit of NyQuil.
Well, you're gonna sleep well tonight, I guess.
Guess so. Let's hope that doesn't affect me right now.
I think we'll be able to tell if it does.
I'm sipping lean.
Yeah, good game. I recommend it.
I'll check it out. I knew I could rely on Mr. Joseph to be reasonable and fair. Very based.
By the way, Mr. Wu, we need to preserve Miss Yinchu's suitcase as evidence.
Oh, I forgot she was tied up, yeah.
I think she's gonna turn up dead next.
That's usually how this goes, isn't it?
As for the money and Yinchu's personal belongings inside the suitcase.
I'll handle it with the... Oh, okay, no, that was the ship. I thought there was like a bell that went off.
I think that was like a goofy character noise of him like jumping at the chance of going, I'll handle her money.
After all, those things ultimately belong to the Wu family.
Well, in terms of evidence, we will need the suitcase and the poker cards.
Of course, no problem.
You can get your money up, though. I almost forgot. We also need this Mahjong card in Yinchu's suitcase, the 8 of characters.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's having a brain blast.
Those Mahjong cards in the box. Were they left by you, Miss Yinchu?
If I answer yes, how would Mr. Shen reason it out?
No. This can't be. Oh no, Darth Twinkler.
Darth Twinkler, he's a Sith Lord now?
Yeah.
Looks like someone's caught in a misconception.
I overlooked the fact that the suitcase belongs to Yin Chu. The head of characters shouldn't have appeared there.
But such are the facts. Why? Someone else did it.
The head of characters was placed in the suitcase along with the poker cards. Yet all the other mahjong cards were located conspicuously next to the bodies.
What's the reason for such an occurrence?
Could be that the power went out when Yin Chu was putting away the poker cards. She packed the mahjong card along with the poker cards into the suitcase by chance. The person who left the mahjong card at the scene of the crime wasn't her.
Then obviously...
Someone else entered the room before Yin Chu. That person is the actual murderer. Joseph, Mr. Tenman, back to the dining hall. What's wrong?
We're gonna do it. I've gathered all you all here again because I've actually determined the murderer
God damn
this
it.
time. I promise.
I have wrongfully accused Yin Chu. The true culprit is still at large.
Let's go. He's so happy. He's like, oh man.
So it has to be the brother then. He's the only one that would have had the opportunity to walk past.
Yeah,
I guess Elle left too for a brief moment.
But what would the motivation be?
We know she could
For
have done
her.
the other kills though, because she was with us the whole time.
What are they gonna throw some wild like soap opera twist at us that she's actually a long lost Wu sibling?
That'd be crazy. She was on the boat that like sunk or something.
John, logically speaking, your analysis just now can indeed rule out Yin Chu as a suspect.
However, this also rules out everyone else as a suspect.
Well, nobody
speaking-
did it. We all had to go home.
Logically speaking, every single person now has a reason to not be the murderer.
Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be great? If they're just like, well, nobody in this room could have done it. Pack it up.
Well, I
boys.
guess that settles that.
There must be something that we have overlooked. Come on, then. I'll go over all 3 cases with you from the top. I like his snap. Ooh,
Co-op deduction.
this was definitely inspired by DGS.
Oh, you can't tell me not. Yeah.
The first victim, shipmate Hao Chu, died above the cockpit. Cause of death, choked to death after becoming inebriated.
There was a 9 of characters mahjong card next to him.
Choking to death could have been an accident or poisoning. Next.
We still don't know if this was an actual murder or not. Madame Yin died in her cabin. Cause of death, pierced through the heart by a candlestick. There was an 8 of characters mahjong card next to her. After Madame Yin's body was moved to the crew cabin, the hairprint on her head was stolen. Then appeared at the next crime scene. Old Ling died in the engine room. Cause of death, pierced through the heart by the hairprint. Was he trying to go and, like, alert the bridge or something?
Maybe.
I don't know why else he'd be over there, you know?
Yeah.
There was a 7 of characters mahjong card next to him. Based on the location and angle of the wound, we can confirm it was done by the same person. A hairpin is not an efficient... sorry.
A hairpin is not an efficient weapon. Why did they steal it and use it to commit murder?
Perhaps there's something special about this hairpin.
Continue on first.
Aside from the 3 victims, 6 others received mahjong cards. Wu Temen's card is a 6 of characters. He's most likely the murderer's next target. With L's 5, Yin Chu's 4, my 3, your 2, and Ling Xin's 1, there's 9 cards. Wait a moment, Joseph, something is out of place.
Well, I can't read those characters. I can't tell which ones. And I don't really have a frame of reference on what Mahjong cards look like. Partially soaked in wine, it's just the 9 of characters.
Something is out of place.
The order, maybe?
The order wouldn't really matter, would it? Oh wait, hold on a second.
Good.
No, okay, no. I thought his was, No, the order's fine. Number... Something about the design is strange?
Maybe he's trying to make the point that the only thing that's giving us the idea that Old Lang was killed last is the card, yeah.
The number?
Yeah.
There's something wrong with the number of cards.
We were missing... Oh, yeah! He mentioned 8 missing Mahjong cards, and now there's suddenly a 9th one. We were missing 8 Mahjong cards earlier. What is the 8 of characters doing here?
Otherwise, you'd still be stuck with that 9 of characters card.
He had the 9 of characters at the beginning.
The Woos were missing 8 cards when they were playing. Madame Yin had the 9 of characters. For the murderer to take the 9 of characters, they had to wait until Madame Yin left. The power outage was done by that person specifically to steal that card.
So somebody was like, fuck, I don't have all the cards for my crazy, wacky murder plan. Which means the murderer only had 8 cards at first, then stole the 9 of characters later. This could have been accomplished in one go. Why did the murderer do it separately? They had no choice because a Fu walked in.
Maybe there were unforeseeable and insurmountable situations that forced the murderer to do so.
What kind of situation could that be?
I shall reconsider.
Never
Okay.
mind.
By accident? There's only one possibility. During the crime, something outside the murderer's plan occurred. That's the same as the second one.
Yeah. For instance, the discovery of Hao Chu's death.
Exactly.
Why did the murderer insist on taking the 9 of characters instead of using a card at hand? The order?
The Mahjong cards correspond to the order of death and serve as a countdown. It's likely that the murderer already placed a few cards when they discovered Hao Chu's body. The murderer had to steal the 9 of characters because Hao Chu died before Madame Yin.
Oh, yeah. They didn't kill him. They just found his body and they were like, okay, I'll make the best of it by making everybody think this was part of my plan.
Interesting. No, he really did have nothing to do with that.
Since the murderer is so intent on emphasizing the order, that actually indicates there's something wrong with the order.
Without a doubt, Hao Chu was the first to die.
However, Madame Yin's time of death is very close to that of Old Lang's. Even after conducting an autopsy, it's difficult to determine the order.
The Mahjong cards told us that Old Lang was murdered after Madame Yin.
John, it wasn't just the Mahjong cards. Don't forget the murder weapon used to kill Old Lang was Madame Yin's hairpin.
When Madame Yin died, you and I both saw that she was still wearing the hairpin on her head. I noticed that the hairpin was stolen after her body was moved to the crew cabin. Wu Temin said that the hairpin is intricately crafted and it's hard to buy one exactly like it. The murderer could only steal the hairpin after the crime, then murder Old Lang.
Okay, crackpot wild theory. the L is a long-lost member of the family who has an identical hairpin, and murdered Old Ling with it before the other lady died.
So there was actually 2 hairpins in play here?
There were actually 2 hairpins, and then she stole the hairpin to give the impression that she used it to murder Old Ling.
Clever, if that's the case.
If this was part of their murder plan, why not take it right after murdering Madame Yin?
That is indeed unusual.
I like the idea that these murders are not being done by one person, but they're all separate, and one person is discovering the bodies and going, oh shit, card.
There's a white pendulous bead hanging on the tassel chain that seems to be some kind of jade. The tip of the hairpin is quite sharp. It has been deliberately sharpened. There's still blood from the victim on it. The end of the hairpin is shaped like a flower with a green jade inlaid in the center.
Any discoveries, John? It always throws me off when he calls him by the fucking white name.
This detail in a certain piece of evidence in my memory seems to contradict
the hairpin.
things up with the hairpin.
We have the hairpin in a separate thing.
Oh, do we? Okay.
Yeah.
Is that... What does this tell us about it?
I think just present the hairpin and hope he explains it.
Hold on. Look around, make sure that there's something... There's nothing weird going on here. I don't have anything else here to look at, I guess.
Here's proof.
Joseph, if I remember correctly, when the tassel of Madame Yin's hairpin hangs on the right, the jade stamen faces forward. This hairpin is exactly the opposite.
It's a different hairpin.
This is not the hairpin that Madame Yin wore.
2 hairpins. I'm a genius.
He's doing it. I do like that when Joseph's here, we don't need our dark jerker.
He is. He's the light jerker. Like it's like Harvey Dent and Batman.
Yeah, 2 strokes. Yeah.
Everyone, John has several important discoveries regarding the case that he needs to announce. I like that he helps us figure it out, and then goes, "Very good, John. You did it all by yourself.
You're so awesome. I mean, I respect it. It's like reverse Tagami.
You're such a smart detective, man."
We've already confirmed that Miss Yin Chu isn't the true culprit in this case.
Thanks.
My apologies. I was negligent.
I told you Yin Chu wasn't bad.
What made you change your judgment, Mr. Shen?
Well, it's not really that we think she didn't do it, it's that we know she couldn't have.
Yeah. Previously, I overlooked an important detail. Madame Yin's hairpin and the hairpin that killed Old Ling are actually a symmetrical pair. I don't understand. What does that prove?
2 of a set.
This means that judgment about Old Ling's time of death has been overturned. The true trajectory of the perpetrator could be as follows.
It's gotta be Al, right? She's been wearing the hairpin under her hat this whole time.
Something like that, yeah. They're the only ones I think could kill both. They killed Old Ling in the engine room with one of the hairpins and left the 7 of characters. Then they killed Madame Yin in the cabin with a candlestick and left the 8 of characters. After Madame Yin's body was discovered, they waited for a chance to steal the other hairpin, thus creating the illusion of Old Ling dying after Madame Yin was as well as their own alibi.
Awkward.
Then what's the deal with Old Hao's death? Hao Chiu's death was an accident that even the murderer could not foresee. To reinforce the wrong order of death, they stole the 9 of characters for Hao Chu.
I didn't expect this murderer to be so cunning.
Mr. Shen, do you know who the murderer is? The only person who had a chance to commit theft and murder was...
I'm gonna go with L.
Could be. The only reason I'm really torn between the brother and L. I'm very torn.
I don't know. I think it's L. The hunch is stronger that way.
Trust your judgment. Oh no.
Oh.
The true murderer is L. Oh, L! Stop joking around, Mr. Shen.
But hasn't Elle been investigating the case with you the whole time? How could she have killed anyone?
This young lass doesn't seem like she could kill someone, unless she's been possessed.
Mr. Shen, I don't think anyone believes that Elle is the murderer. You wronged my sister earlier, and are you mistaken again?
Gentlemen, please be cautious. Lives are at stake here.
Yep. Oops. John, we've been wandering in the mist for too long. Now the truth is about to be revealed. Do you have a way to break the doubt and prove that Elle is the murderer? Wait, hold on.
No, we're still cooking. In my memory, a minor detail about Elle contradicts one piece of evidence. All objects and all images settle in different locations, sequentially.
I'm huge?
I have a card too. It's the 5 characters, right after Master Wu.
That's fine. 5 goes after 6.
Yeah, did he? I don't know if he had said what he had already. I forget, but I think that's fine.
I don't. If that was the contradiction, I think they would show us what he said first.
Besides, Madame Yin barely weighs anything. It was effortless. Mr. Shen, there seems to be a piece of paper inside that pile of broken glass.
Okay, they brought it to our attention.
I used to go to private school, but I dropped out after my daddy owed a lot of debt.
Ah! That's what tells us that she's a Wu.
How can Madame Yin's hair grow longer?
I think it's that. I think it's the prep school one.
Once you're done, the speed of the ship will be adjusted and the bell will stop ringing.
Wait, hold on. Do you remember how the deckhand guy, the old man, old Ling, was very interested in the goings-on of the family?
Yeah.
Right? And he's the one who adopted Elle. I think this is the soap opera twist. That Elle is actually a member of the Wu family. So I think it's the prep school thing. But how would we prove that?
Once you're done, the speed... Oh, this is a toughie. Let's think about it. Okay. I have a card too. It's the 5 of characters right after Master Wu. Is there anything wrong with that?
5 of characters.
I don't think we have any evidence that specifically contradicts that, at the very least.
No.
So let's cross this off. Not in our mind. Madame Yin barely weighs anything. It was effortless.
Let's look at her autopsy.
She was fat as fuck.
It doesn't say anything about being heavy.
Yeah, I don't think that would matter a whole lot. Seems to be a piece of paper inside this pile of broken glass.
It wouldn't have been inside the bottle, though, right?
Yeah, it's partially.
Yeah. I
Maybe.
think that's it.
Maybe?
It wouldn't have been inside the bottle.
No, the music. I was the one who found the 9 of characters next to Hao Chu. This card is crucial linked in the murderous design and the deception of the time. Mr. Shen, I only reminded you out of good intentions. Why would you turn around and suspect me? The card was found in a broken wine bottle, yet it is only partially wet. You secretly placed the card when we were investigating the body. That's enough to prove that you are the murderer. I really wasn't the one who placed those cards, Mr. Shen. Mr. Shen, are you able to prove that I'll place the cards? All contacts leave traces. You should be able to find traces of Elle's touch on the card.
John, do you mean fingerprints? Unfortunately, there's no device on this ship that can detect fingerprints. Elle helped me put away the Mahjong cards before. Her fingerprints can't prove anything.
Allow me to reconsider. That's actually really cool that it went through the whole argument that you'd be thinking in your head, but it's like, oh, it's not enough.
Yeah. That was a good attempt. Leave no stone unturned, John.
That's it.
Oh,
It doesn't even punish you for that. That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Like they thought out like, oh, let's not punish the player for having a right thought about something.
Man, I wish Ace Attorney would do that.
Yeah.
Oh, you thought this was the time to bring up the piece of evidence that's been relevant 5 times before? Wrong.
My daddy owed a lot of debt. I know you had some suspicions about this one. I don't know if this is like evidence enough. This isn't really evidence that she did it, though. You know?
Yeah.
I think we skip this one.
How could Madame Yin's hair grow longer?
I mean, if we're believing, she can just say, I didn't know it was... We have no way to prove that she wouldn't have known that.
Yeah. This is a toughie.
So it has to be here then, right?
The speed of the ship will be adjusted and the bell will stop ringing. Yeah, this is to establish that the bell was to give the impression that he had been killed recently. See it at full speed, slowly advanced.
Oh wait, hold on. Is this the old heading?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Slowly advanced.
I think, hold on, it might be... Well, let me try this.
Yeah, present that. I'm fine with that.
Oh no, damn. I think it's that statement. But I'm not sure what specifically to do. Should I do...
Oh.
Here we go. All contact leaves traces. There are no murder plans that can be created without a flaw. The steam valve is one of the flaws that Elle left behind. What can a mere steam valve explain? Elle once told me. Mr. Shen, this is the engine telegraph. It's used to adjust the ship's speed. Once you're done, the speed of the ship will be adjusted and the bell will stop ringing. However, according to my observations of Shipmaster Lowe's operation, to alter the speed of the ship, you must adjust the steam valve on the steam engine.
You're right, Detective. The engine telegraph is just a communication device. It can't change the speed of the ship. Oh, because Elle misrepresented that to us? That's suspicious. She would have known that doesn't change the speed of the engine, and she told us it does.
It's true, Elle rarely touches the steam boiler, but how does that prove she's the murderer? Because this steam valve has never been adjusted. It's always been in a fully open state. I thought that Miss Shen was the one who adjusted the last acceleration. Mr. Shen, only you could operate such a complex steam turbine properly. That was why Shipmaster Lowe praised me. When in fact, under Elle's guidance, all I did was operate the engine telegraph. The steam valve has been maintaining the same state as before Oldling was murdered.
Detective, I think I understand, but I also don't understand. His lisp is back. What does this have to do with the case? The time of death.
If we combine the steam valve with this evidence, we can deduce Oldling's true time of death. Now
Yeah.
Now the navigation. The log records the ship navigating at full speed before nearing Luong King Temple. Thereafter, the cockpit is issued a command to decelerate at 2130. Since there was a prompt response, there are no special records of the log. Am I correct? Yes, that's true. But in fact, the valve of the steam engine remained fully open.
Even though there was a response from the engine telegraph, the valve was not adjusted. No wonder our ship would hit a porpoise. Did someone do that on purpose?
Kill him.
Shipmaster, even you didn't notice there was something off about the ship's speed?
Although I did feel that the paddle wheels were turning rather quickly. Okay, I see. So she told us the wrong instructions because she doesn't know how it works, right?
Yeah, because all she ever does is adjust the telegraph. The Old Ling is the one who actually adjusts the steam valve, which changes the speed. So she didn't understand that she wasn't changing the speed, so that's what she told us to do.
It was too dark and foggy to determine the speed, then everything else happened. Shipmaster Lowe, has there ever been a time where Old Ling forgot to adjust the steam valve? Never.
Very well. This pretty much indicates that at 2130, Old Ling had already come to harm.
Uncle Ling was murdered. Of course he couldn't work anymore. What does that have to do with me?
I have a professional habit of checking the time whenever something happens. Oh, Joseph got him.
Oh, Jesus.
Old Ling came to ask for Elle's health in the engine room around 2120.
He did do that.
This guy's the checker. He checks his watch every time anything happens.
Get yourself checked by the checker.
20 minutes later at 21:30, as John had mentioned, the ringing of the engine telegraph began. This guy's Mr. Time.
Who checks the check, man? He was unstoppable. She went into a murder and she came out and this dude was staring at that door.
Gone for 10 minutes. That was quite a long murder. Trip you had.
Which means Old Ling was killed within the 10-minute frame after you entered the engine room.
So, Old Ling was stabbed with the hairpin that she had on her, and then later she collected the real hairpin.
That seems to be the case, yeah.
After killing Old Ling, the murderer turned off the ring noise, but didn't adjust the valve.
I hired Elle to work in the engine room, but Old Ling wouldn't let her touch the steam engine. I knew there was something to that.
You've never touched the steam engine, so you only know how to operate the engine telegraph. Coincidence?
That's really just a coincidence. Besides the deceased, everyone who received a mahjong card has been in the dining room. As the waitress, you are able to naturally approach each of us and leave a card.
Before the power outage, you were standing next to Mr. Wu with a socket right behind you.
Oh shit, she was.
Would she, like, stick a fork in the socket? What'd she do?
God, now I'm thinking of a post. It's like me when I put like butter knives between my fingers to be Wolverine as I fight Dr. Wall Outlet.
Is that also a coincidence?
What?
Are you saying L was behind the power outage?
The power outage not only made it convenient for her to take the card from the table, it also created
it
chaos
possible
and distracted the shipmaster from using the engine telegraph.
As long as Old Ling's body was discovered after Madame Yin, her plan was half successful.
Then she just had to steal the hairpin to create the illusion that Old Ling died after Madame Yin.
Giving her the perfect alibi while she investigated the case with John.
That is why. Elle is the true murderer of this case. Alright. Cheers.
Cheers, I'll drink to that, bro.
Mr. Shen, could you allow me to say something? Go on. Mr. Shen, although we haven't spent much time together on this ship, I admire you greatly. I have no way to refute your analysis. What you mean is that our claim is consistent with the facts, am I correct?
What you're saying is you're stupid.
Yeah, come on, just tell me I'm right.
L?
Elle, will you confess to your crimes? I'm sorry, shipmaster. I refuse to confess.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't going to be that easy. I can't tell you you're wrong, but I didn't do it.
Mr. Shen, I learned a lot through investigating the case with you. You always say that there are no flawless crimes, but the truth is, flawless reasoning also doesn't exist. You can't ensure the integrity and authenticity of the clues you obtain. Just like Miss Yin Chu's situation, when new clues appear, new logic may also arise.
John, are you alright?
I believe that Elle is correct. There's no guarantee that there will not be anything new unforeseen. Even if we limit the time of Old Ling's murder to 10 minutes interval, we still have no way to confirm that Elle is the murderer.
Don't be too persistent, John. The problem Elle mentioned is precisely the reason why presumption of innocence is necessary. It is also the source of progress in crime investigation and forensic science. The purpose of a detective's existence is not to catch the murderer, but to find the truth.
Good line. I understand.
Since Elle investigated the case with you, she's been in your line of sight the whole time. This will have a certain impact on her behavior.
Considering Elle was with me the entire time, this event may prove that she's the murderer.
This event may prove that she is the murderer.
Finding the copper coin in there? Like she planted it there?
No, but he was actually in there.
That's true, but he may not have dropped that normally.
Yeah, I'm okay with presenting that if you want to.
John, you're stupid.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
This event. This event may prove that she is the murderer.
What could have happened that would be catalyst for all this? So she's with us the entire time. Did it have to do with how Chu's death?
Yeah.
Like him falling? Maybe some... Not sure.
So we posited that the whole reason that the mahjong card in the suitcase was left there was because she believed that she didn't need it until she found Hao Chu's body, and then she went back to steal it.
So let me get a save here. We just have this ready. Let me try Hao Chu's body. Let me try Hao Chu.
Yeah.
John, you failed us. Actually, let me see if I get like a special ending here at the end.
John, we have to let L kill us all now.
Leave the rest to me. Unable to find evidence, Shun Xingping left the investigation to Joseph, beginning to doubt his aptitude for detective work.
Oh, our bad end there is that we just lose confidence in ourselves.
Aw. I think this is a unique bad end for every case that we haven't seen. What event could it be?
Do you think the bad ending for the Steel Foundry case was being thrown in the vat?
You did such a bad job, you were thrown into a vat of molten iron.
You were exploded for your crimes.
What could... I'm not sure what could it be.
Somebody has stolen Manamia's hairpin.
In the fact that it was stolen?
Yeah. Where'd the music go?
I don't know. Oh, if my guess is correct, Madame Yin's missing hairpin is still on your person.
Oh, good point.
You were with me throughout the investigations, and that hairpin was the focus of our attention. I believe that you did not have the chance to get rid of it. Shipmaster Lowe, I would like to ask Miss Yin Chu to help examine Elle's pockets. This is the last resort. Whether to execute it or not is up to you to decide. Well, if life is at stake... There's no need for that. Damn,
She's got it in her hands.
She fumbled that pretty hard.
She had it in her pocket, in the big apron pocket. Elle, you.
The hairpin that you're looking for is indeed in my possession. The reason I've been holding on to it is for this exact moment.
Whoa.
Hey, help! Don't kill me! Don't kill me!
I thought she was going to try to say, I just stole it because it was valuable.
Oh, damn, they stopped her.
But no, she was like, I'm here to kill him.
Master Wu's alright now. She's under control.
Yin Chu just saved your life.
Yin Chu, weren't you tied up?
I'm a magician, dumbass. This binding method is often used in escape magic. It can't trap me.
That's what I was thinking when they tied her up. It's fucking blue skidoo and she's out of there instantly.
Yeah.
Good, huh? Good. Magic's good.
I'm okay with you doing magic now. I like how Shen subtly said that, like, he knew that she wasn't tied up anymore because he said, if I could ask for your help.
That's true, yeah, he did know. Yeah. That was close. Way too close. I was this close to putting an end to everything. No, there's no hate without cause. Did you have a bad history with these people? How could there be any bad history? This young lass must have been possessed.
Shut up.
Wu Temin. You still remember Chao Cheng-yi, head of the Yangtze River Escort Agency?
I had a feeling it had something to do with that.
I always thought my daddy and the others died because the waves tipped over the ship. Until... Quick, somebody cover up her mouth!
Uh-oh. Foul play. Why? Aren't you curious as to why she wants to kill you?
Go
He
on,
knows.
Elle. Until I overheard them with my own ears. I thought you said you'd leave your family after you got the money.
Oh, he was blackmailing them because he knows something about the accident.
What are you doing back here? Also, why is Wu Liangxin the first mate here? He doesn't know something, does he? That'd be you.
Master, madam, don't worry. Running into you two and Mr. Langzhen was just by chance. I have paid for my sins. My wife and child have died of illness, and I will soon join them. Oh, this guy's a ray of sunshine.
Yeah.
I no longer want to have any further involvement in that matter, and I won't say a word. This was also me, I think.
Yeah.
You better keep your word, bite your tongue, and carry this secret to the grave. Elle's been killing my voices.
Strategically making her way through. Yin Zhao, I still think this is too much of a coincidence. It makes me uneasy. Those pirates you hired back in the day. Can you trust them?
What? Wait, hold on.
She hired pirates to sink a ship?
She hired pirates to sink their ship. They've long hated the escort agency. We seek wealth, they take lives. It's a sealed deal. Besides, those pirates are either dead or locked away. They're long gone.
She ordered fucking pirates on them? Beset by pirates? What if there was a careless slip-up somewhere?
They were drugged, burdened with rocks, and buried in a sand pit at the bottom of the river. My god! Why? It's impossible to slip up.
And it seems that it's just a coincidence. Amitabha. Good, good.
She's having an Akira moment. Get out of my head! Leave me alone!
You worked an inside job, stealing your own family's transport behind old Master Wu's back. You even spread rumors saying the guards were motivated by greed and fled with the money. Poor escorts of the Yangtze River Escort Agency have been earnest all their lives. They were betrayed, murdered, slandered, and buried with dirt on their names. I just wanted to seek justice for them. Alas, after the agency died unjustly, peace was no more as the pirates ran rampant. This has been an utter betrayal of their heroism and sincerity. The reputation of an escort is greater than one's life. Every debt must be paid off. The families of the agency were willing to give their all, down to the last grain of rice, just to pay off the debt and save the reputation of the Yangtze River Escort Agency. My poor mommy died performing for money without living to see this day. These hairpins were my mommy's dowry. Ying Zhao snatched one when she ransacked our home.
Oh my god.
Holy Jesus.
She's actually just a Disney villain.
The other, my mommy secretly hid it, saying she saved it for me to keep. These past few days, the tassel of the hairpin on Yin Zhao's head has been swaying before me. After overhearing their conversation, how could I continue to suffer in silence? Mr. Temin, is everything Elle just said true? No. I wasn't involved. Yin Zhao was the one who came up with the idea.
It does seem like she wore the pants in this plan.
Yeah.
But he still went along with it. You weren't involved? So you didn't take any of the silver that was stolen? I didn't say that.
Like a whole silver bar comes out of his pants. I just wanted to get some money to pay off my debt. I didn't think she'd be so ruthless. I didn't want something like that to happen either. I've been reciting scriptures every day, sincerely praying for the deceased. Since you're so sincere, please put the whole story on paper and sign it, Mr. Temin. I don't think that's really necessary. I'll fucking kill you.
He stuck the hairpin in the table.
Yeah, he pulled a fucking 12 Angry Men.
then let her kill him.
I'm sorry we doubted him. He's based.
This guy's so real. I love him.
We doubted him for so long. We had this man marked as a murderer.
Then untie L. I don't want to have a brother like you anymore.
Oh, Ling Shen, you ungrateful brat. You're trying to get your brother killed.
This matter is between you and L anyway. Maybe you two just resolve it alone. Come on now, write and sign or resolve it alone. Choose for yourself.
All right.
Now that the truth is out in the open, what do you plan to do with L? In my opinion, they started it. L's revenge is understandable.
However, Ella's still taking 2 lives. If we don't send her in. I knew I had to face the consequences when I killed them. Yin Zhao and Uncle Ling are dead now. With Wu Temen's confession, I have no regrets. Why kill the uncle?
Because he hid it.
Yeah, I guess that he just profited off of it. I will accept all punishment. There's no need to put yourself in a difficult position.
If he had said something, then the slander wouldn't have went on.
I love there's some random fucking guy just died on the bridge. Just some random drunk dude got fucking wasted and choked on his vomit.
Elle, are you sure that's what you want? Considering the unlawful infringement, your act of revenge targeted has long come to an end. Your revenge will be defined as murder. If we just send her in like that, Elle's life will be in danger.
I'm responsible
Not just in danger,
for my
it'll
actions.
be over.
I won't regret it. They say that till they bring the stick out.
Mr. Joseph, there's nothing else we can do? Punishment must be executed by the officials to break the cycle of murder and revenge. John, what do you think?
I would like to... quote the Great Xing Code.
We can't really advocate self-defense.
Would we?
We have no reason to believe that either of them...
Yeah, his definitely.
her.
This one was like...
Yeah, we have no reason to believe that either of them. Yeah, no resistance or unwilling to resist.
And he has martial arts training, so if he really wanted to not have her kill him...
Yeah, I mean, he did say that he was ready to die.
She had defensive wounds. She would have had no way to...
We can't advocate self-defense.
Let's quote the Great Xing Code.
Yeah, I don't really know what that means, but let's go for it.
I think that's funny.
I don't think we're gonna lose any credibility over
I know.
this.
I don't know if there's like a good ending for this, though. Joseph, I believe there's still leeway to turn things around. The laws and decrees of the Qing dynasty are different from those you are familiar with. The Great Qing Code states if one's parents are murdered and they don't go to officials. By killing the perpetrator, they are guilty of killing without authorization. The punishment is being beaten by a staff 60 times. The perpetrator had angered them into seeking revenge. Punishment will be further reduced.
Wait, so Xing says that revenge is based?
That's kind of I feel it. I'm there for it.
Your punishment gets lessened because they...
That was
they
awesome.
Said, come on, kill me. So that... that was awesome. Very cool.
You get the staff.
So the detective means that not only is Elle not required to pay with her life, there's also a chance to reduce her sentence. You'll only get beaten 60 times.
Yeah, I mean, that's better than death, I guess. If Miss L does not mind, I'm willing to serve as your litigation lawyer. Thank you.
Yeah. Great inventor.
Oh, we got his new outfit.
Hell yeah, he's dripped out.
Hey, King, that was awesome. Hold on, let's see the new outfit. Okay, so that's the ordinary. Then I think this is the new one?
Yeah.
Or is it...
I think it might be the inventors.
I like it. I think that's what he's had in the past anyway, but...
No, it's what he was wearing in the flashback case.
Yeah. Hey, bro.
What a whirlwind of ups and downs and twists and turns of events this evening. But you were on your toes, fast on the draw, and quite literally the cat's whiskers.
Joseph, you need to hold your horses with learning idioms.
You did one! you just did one! You can't tell me to do that! John, why would you say that?
I'm sad!
Stop saying that.
Because slow and steady wins the race.
I hate you. Then could you evaluate my proficiency in idioms?
It's out of this world and beyond belief.
I think they're trying to. The point of this bit is if they were speaking in Chinese, it would make a whole lot more sense. Like, he's trying to learn Chinese idioms because when learning a new language, idioms are the hardest part.
Yeah.
But since everybody's speaking in English, it's kind of the bit is lost.
I like the bit regardless.
You bet your boots, and we go hand in hand.
I think he's awesome, personally.
Yeah, I mean, he is pretty awesome. He was like our investigation dad, and he wasn't weird about it or like condescending.
Yeah, he was very nice and helpful. After this, it seems Miss Yin-Chu and Mr. Temin have lost their inheritance rights. Even Miss Yin-Chu?
She's doing unladylike conduct.
I thought Tenman decided who got the inheritance, though, and he's out, so I figured it'd go to the brother.
If you didn't just bring it up, I didn't even notice that. That's why they say what goes around comes around.
Everyone's doing it. He's infected everyone.
Joseph, like, pokes his head out into frame.
That's a new
one. I hear an idiom? Temin dug his own grave, but that's another one! But Yin-Chu, if she ever needs money, as her brother, I won't stand by and watch. Okay, so technically she is disinherited, but anything she needs, she can come in.
Fu, why have you been following me around?
What are you doing? Detective, my tongue is okay now, so I can speak without any problems.
Well, great news. For the next few days, keep a light diet, speak less, and rest your tongue.
You're amazing, Detective. You managed to crack such a difficult case.
Actually, if it were not for Elle's eagerness for revenge, this case...
At least all's well that ends well. You were able to string the evidence and testimonies that were scattered like scattered fish balls.
Like, what?
I don't know. It's probably a simile that doesn't translate well. Into an intricate and delicious fishball skewer.
Afu, you may as well speak your mind.
I'm hungry.
I wanted
to say that the work you do, Detective, is extremely meaningful.
You're valid.
You're so real. If the truth behind the missing escort was exposed back then, this tragedy wouldn't have happened.
Can you be my new dad?
Can you be my dad, Detective?
Yes.
So, I would like to be your assistant, Detective.
How can you be a detective's assistant when you faint at the sight of blood? Bloodstains are inevitably at the scene of murders.
I've already come up with a solution. Those goggles are just like blindfolds.
He just blinds himself so he can't see blood.
That's really funny. Look, Detective.
Is this your new invention?
This is a filter I made just for investigating cases. I tried it out already. With this on, blood won't make me squeamish.
You really put your heart into it.
So you agree, Detective? I'll pack my things in a minute. I understand physics and I'm good at mechanical research. I bet I can help you in the future. I mean, he ended up being right. His expertise has helped us. Detective, Miss Yun-Chu seems to be waiting for you up ahead.
But I gotta talk to Shipmaster Lo first. We were able to get to the bottom of this thanks to you, Mr. Shen. I was only able to get close to the truth through pure luck. I lucked out huge on this one. Mr. Shen, there's one more thing I'd like to ask your help with. Please, speak freely, Shipmaster Lo. A fool came to me and said he wanted to go solve cases with you. A fool shut himself in and made gadgets on the ship ever since his grandfather passed away.
This is like Zeph telling Luffy that he wants Sanji to join the crew.
Get him out of here! Now that he's willing to get off, I can't tell you how happy I am. But he's a simple and pure kid. I worry about him, so please, Mr. Shen, look out for him. Rest assured, Shipmaster Lo, I will take care of a Fu in your place.
That's one of the small scenes in One Piece that I really like. Where like
it's a fantastic scene.
Where Sanji's listening and Zeph is like, he's an idiot, so he won't tell you how he feels, but he wants to go with you.
It's I love Zeph has to be like one of the top tier dads in all like anime.
Yeah, that part where he says "don't catch cold" is just great for me because it's the first time you hear Zeph say Sanji's name. He calls him like kid or brat the rest of the time, and it's the first time that he shows like any care for him, like verbally. And it just means so much because he's such a like stoic father figure.
Don't catch a cold. It's so simple.
Imagine somebody saying something so small like that and just breaking down in tears.
I love you. I'm a big fan. I'm a huge fan of not your dad, but your father. Not your father, but your dad.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for that dynamic.
Sanji leaving Baratier is one of my favorite. Like even today is one of my like top 5 scenes.
They did it great in the live action too.
Yeah. Mr. Shen, there's something you should know.
Please go on, Miss Yun-Chu.
Elle said that she saw me speaking with Uncle Ling in private. It's the truth. Miss Yun-Chu, what did Uncle Ling speak to you about? It's almost Elle's birthday, so Uncle Ling prepared a yellow coat skirt as a gift. Oh yeah, the duckies!
The duckies!
He embroidered the geese on the skirt himself and was just asking me if they looked like ducks. Oh, they're geese.
No.
Uncle Ling loved Elle with all his heart, like they were a true father and daughter. How did things come to this?
The location where Elle stabbed Old Ling to death was next to the speaking tube. Yet Old Ling did not resist nor call for help. He must have felt mixed emotions before he...
Yeah, he probably was like extra torn up about what he did because he knew who Elle's parents were.
Yeah.
Yun-Chu, why don't you tell Elle about this? Perhaps it could resolve the feelings of estrangement in her heart. Don't judge a person before you walk a mile in their shoes. Wow, they really love idioms.
Yeah, they're really going all out this time. Miss Yun-Chu, I approve your decision. There are some grievances that cannot be resolved.
By the way, Yun-Chu, there's something I just can't understand. At the time, why were you willing to risk it all to put away that deck of poker cards? Other people may not know, but I know that you really don't care about your inheritance. Maybe I was just scared senseless by what I saw.
Actually, when investigating the poker cards, I noticed something else that was odd. That's right, he did mention. It must be the secret that Yun-Chu truly wanted to protect. Yeah, this...
Yeah.
I heard that Unique Mo's most famous performance, Telepathy, uses poker cards.
She wasn't trying to hide the fact that she was a magician, she was trying to hide the secret to their trick.
I forgot about Unique Mo.
That's her boyfriend.
Yeah,
Unique Mo.
I want to see him. I need him here in my arms.
Well, when we do the magician case, we'll see Unique Mo.
I don't know if that's the same person. I hope it is.
It's very similar. Like, I find it.
Yeah.
She has like that David Bowie star. So let's check the DLC to see if.
Let me check real quick.
Has...
Yeah, let me check real quick. I want to see if they have a release date for that either. Hold on, 1 second.
She's got the Bowie star on her face.
Where's the DLC? Where are you hiding? No new updates, unfortunately. Been a while too. The last update was in June.
Development takes a while.
It's true, but I want it. I want it. Let me see. Do I have a? If I can, like, see the DLC thing. If I can... No, that's not. I see the DLC now. Okay, here's the video. That's not her. That's not her. It might be her. I don't think it's her.
Are you telling me that there's a separate white-haired magician lady?
No, it might. I don't think that's her. Hold on. I don't think that's her. No, that's the same Mark. No, never mind. I think it's her.
It's her. There's no way that they would have two separate hot magician ladies with very similar designs. It's her.
Is that Unique Mo?
Wait, show me the Mo.
He's Tuxedo Mask. Look at him.
There, he is Tuxedo Mask.
He's exploding that pigeon.
He's the sibling exploder. We found him.
No, it's the bird exploder. It's a different. He explodes different things.
Yeah.
In this set of cards, the number of pips on some cards don't match the number on the corner. That must be the case. For I believe that, compared to fame and inheritance, what Missy and Shu truly cares about is how to protect the secret behind the magic trick.
That just reminded me. Do you remember when we were doing that mystery box and we came up with the theory that some totally unrelated guy did it just because he knows karate?
It was like an ad in the newspaper about a dude that knows how to, like, kickbox.
It was like one of the extras or one of the background actors, and one of the things in his bio is that he just knows kung fu, and we were like, he did it. He knows kung fu.
It was like an ad for like the strongest man in the paper. So, like, it was just talking about this dude that kicks ass in one of the newspapers we had.
Yeah, he simply just walked in and killed everyone.
It would have been a better ending than what we got.
Yeah. Mr. Shen, you're free to interpret this matter however you like. If you ever visit Shanghai, you're welcome to come watch our show. And that's the DLC, baby!
Yeah. Of course.
Somebody gets murdered in the middle of a magic show.
Is that Unique Mo? Before the 19th century, magic in China mainly consist of traditional tricks, often part of ancient variety arts. However, as the Jing dynasty neared its end and China opened its doors to the world, foreign magicians began to perform in the country. Magicians like the British Wana and the Japanese Tennichi Shokoyoku Kuzai brought over awe-inspiring large-scale magic tricks, such as beheading and cannon firing at live person.
That one wasn't a trick. They just killed a guy.
They don't get out of the way for it. They just fucking die. Yeah. During this period, cultural exchanges between China and other countries were particularly vibrant. Chinese performers renowned abroad, such as Zhu Lianku and Han Bingjin, integrated Western techniques into their acts. There was even instances where local artists competed against Western magicians in public contests.
There was I saw in a show that I watched that's like set in like early 1900s Japan. I don't know that this is a real thing, but it really felt like a real thing. That they did. They were part of a circus, and they did a harakiri show
Mhm.
where they had like a fake sword that had a button in the hilt that would spray blood from the tip, and they made it look like a guy like cut his belly open
Mhm.
with the sword.
I love performers. They get such weird. I imagine back in the day, you had to get super creative if you wanted to pull some stuff off.
Yeah, they didn't really have like special effects. Like
No,
the
you just had to
current
kill that
magicians
guy.
have it easy. Yeah, they just had to shoot people with cannons. Uh, So, did Elle's sentence reduction succeed in the end? No, she was
No,
killed.
she was beheaded live.
Of course, Shen always keeps his promises. For her, it's a kind of justice finally served. But I feel like something is still not quite right in the case.
Miss Wen, please share your thoughts.
Time. In theory, Elle considered murder after eavesdropping Yin Zhao and Wu Temen's talk. But is it possible for someone to devise such a meticulous plan in such a short time? To plan ahead, how could she ensure all Wus aboard the ship?
Miss Wen, you're indeed sharp, noticing even this detail.
Shen, is there still a hidden aspect to this case? Has she
Indeed.
somehow manipulated all of them to buy tickets on that boat?
Someone has benefited significantly from this incident. Unfortunately, Elle decided to shoulder this on her own. We can't find any other evidence.
Oh,
The brother?
they think that the first mate arranged for this to happen?
Holy shit, never mind, he played us!
He did play us. You think he invited his family aboard the boat and specifically got a job on that boat to arrange this happening?
He just bred a scenario that would
I
lead
don't,
to murder.
I don't like your use of the word bread there. I think there were plenty of other words you could use.
That's a noble, like,
No, I don't think that's true. I think you just wanted to say bread.
shut up.
Um, yeah, he's honestly still based. I'm still on his side. He's getting his money up. Do you think he knew his sister was a magician too, or was that just a bonus?
I think that would have been like, oh, done. That's done. We're good.
She's a magician, disinherited. W.
We're here. We've reached Yangtze.
We can finally fully investigate the first murder, or at least
Our
find
brother.
context to it. Well, yeah, that too, but also, like, we're gonna learn more about the author
Yeah.
in the first case. Finally, there's an opportunity to give it a try.
He's got
His
a
backpack umbrella.
he's got a fucking Inspector Gadget pack on him.
Oh, Yangtze is his hometown.
I'm not a big fan.
Well, yeah, I mean, his childhood wasn't sunshine and rainbows. His father was an asshole. I can't remember if he was outright abusive or just like...
He was good for a while. I think when the mom passed away, he got bad. Why does she look so familiar? She looks like someone. I can't place it, but she looks like someone.
She looks like the teacher from The Incredibles. Coincidence? I think
Coincidence? Mr. Shen and Mr. Su, welcome to Golden Words Publishing House. I'm Fang Han Chiu, the supervisor here. Hello, Miss Fang. Through your telegram, we've learned about the incident in Pero Town. Thank you both for uncovering the truth. Miss Liu was an outstanding editor, and her passing away is truly regrettable. We have published an article explaining Lo Shiwen's contributions to Lo Pei's novels. I don't know if I want to reward him now.
What?
I hope this will provide some comfort to you, Miss Liu. Yi Cheng valued the reputation of the authors greatly, and I hope that she's aware of it.
Miss Liu would surely be happy about that.
The rain's getting heavier. Please come in and continue our conversation indoors. Mr. Shen, are you here to look for a specific book? May I know the title? No. I'm not sure about the exact title either. But according to Lo Shiwen, Lo Pei's The Confined Room Mystery borrows ideas from this book. The manuscripts that Pi Cheng had handled are plentiful. If we were to go through every piece of them, it would indeed take a long time. Mr. Shen, do you have any other information? This matter might be helpful in finding the book. Oh, when he visited? That might be...
Yeah.
6 months ago, Lo Pei visited the publishing house. He must have read the manuscript during that time. That time, it was me who invited Lo Pei to come, and I also took him to the archives. I'm not sure which manuscript he had gone through during his visit. Maybe Lo Shi's accusation?
Yeah.
Miss Liu mention anything about Lo Pei borrowing ideas from others before she left Yangtze? She mentioned that she wanted to verify something with him, but she did not provide any details.
Why didn't she mention it at all?
Yi Cheng is a cautious person. She never spoke without conducting thorough investigation first. What kind of work was Miss Liu busy with during her final days? Was any of her work related to the manuscripts? If I had to say, Pi Cheng had recently made a great effort to reread the rejected manuscripts.
Why would she reread the manuscripts that have already been rejected?
Previously, we didn't prioritize detective novels as a genre, so many submissions were rejected. But in recent years, detective novels have been increasingly popular among readers. Pi Cheng had hoping to discover more talented authors from within this genre.
In other words, there may have been some excellent novels that have been overlooked in the rejections. Imagine writing, like, God's perfect mystery novel and have, like, somebody reject it after looking at the cover.
They're like, nah, we don't do detective stuff here. Next. Exactly. Pi Cheng believes that the popularity of detective novels can bring great benefits. It showcases a rigorous mode of logical thinking and also encourages everyone to seek the truth. For readers constrained by the 8-legged essay, this is a refreshing change.
Uh-huh.
The what?
No fun, no
tooltip?
No.
What's the 8-legged? What is that? Is it a thing?
I really hope they established for the first couple of cases that they were going to give us context to stuff and then just stop.
They know everything about China by now. They're good. We don't need to tell them anything more. They're fine.
And now once in a while we're just gonna get hit by the 8-legged essay.
The Butcher of Bleviken.
The 14-branch the legal system.
What Miss Liu was doing was indeed very meaningful.
Maybe Miss Liu realized the ideas in Lo Pei's book were plagiarized while sorting the reject. That's why she went to talk to Lo Pei.
Sure, Miss Fang, could we take a look at those rejected manuscripts? They were all sent back to the archives room. Let me take you there. Don't worry, there's not many. Only this many. Strange. The rejected manuscripts that Pi Cheng had sorted through were supposed to be here. How could they have disappeared?
Because Lo ate them.
Who's this guy?
Okay, I'm going to give this guy a real Smelvin voice.
Oh.
They're gone! They're gone!
Oh, no.
Oh, no, it's not a Smelvin. Oh, no, it is! Wait, this was actually that works. 400 IQ.
It wraps back around.
That's not a parrot, that's a parakeet. Wow, it's the parrot talking. Praise me, praise me.
Air, did you finish your meal? Air? We know that last name?
Wanger.
Yeah.
Who's Wanger? I forget. I remember that name. I forget who it is.
Who is that? There's not who's that Smelvin there?
The dark Smelvin. She's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the parakeet still.
Am I her? Oh, okay. I'm done.
Miss Shen, this is Wu Yusuli, the archivist, and Chu Air is her parrot. Oh, the parrot's name.
Okay, never mind. Also, we've met like 3 lows that are different from the 2 lows that are related to each other, and like I'm at least 2 lings, so maybe they're just common names.
That's true. But I feel like for a game like this, you'd probably want to like have everyone have different names, you know? If you need any assistance, feel free to ask her for help. You don't pronounce the H, I'm pretty sure, right? It would just be Silu.
Siuli. I think Siuli.
We're gonna call her Lee. We're gonna call her Lee.
Okay.
Mr. Shen and Afu are both detectives. They came to us to investigate clues, and we'll do our best to assist them.
Detectives, the kinds that solve murder cases.
Yeah, we'll give like what happened to Shin. We'll give her a white name. She'll be Julie.
Yeah. Joseph's gonna show up and be like, "Your name is now Julie."
What? And he grabs her head like Shadow of War.
Suffer me now.
Bow before the White Lord.
And then he just vanishes. How did Joseph know we were here? Where did he come from?
How did he do that? What do you mean by how did he get here? What did he just do?
Exactly. How interesting. I love it.
She did it.
I don't think there's going to be a murderer here, because there's only, like, 1 character we haven't met.
I don't trust her. She has mischievous eyes.
This is actually the first time I've met a real live detective. Alive!
This is the first time you've met a live detective?
You've met dead detectives before? Actually, I'm a detective novelist too. My pen name is Appa. Yep.
Awesome!
Very awesome. That's impressive. Can I read your books? I'm still crafting my stories. You know what? During a conversation, I suddenly got a great idea. A detective came in search of lost clues, but lay before him were piles of manuscripts. To find the crucial evidence from within, it was an unprecedented challenge. Okay, so she's the one reading the manuscripts that we need.
Yeah.
Right? Because she's a detective nerd.
More than likely,
You haven't even started writing yet?
Miss Liu organized some rejected manuscripts of detective novels. Do you know where she put them?
We don't have a separate category for detective novels yet. Only narrative fiction, supernatural tales, legal stories, kung fu novels?
Holy shit.
I feel like that would be less entertaining than a movie.
Well, I mean, think about every, action story ever to exist.
Yeah, that's fair. And romance fiction. Those rejected manuscripts were originally piled up messily on this table, but I spent 2 full days organizing every single manuscript, and now they are systematically filed.
Oh, thank God.
Praise me!
Oh. Afu, we gotta kill her.
Huh? Why does everyone look so unhappy?
Well, looks like you'd have to search through each bookshelf one by one, Mr. Shen.
It's done.
It's alright. Afu, let's start searching from leftmost bookshelf.
I like our little parakeet. It's cute.
Just chilling.
It's Pikachu.
Look at him. He's smug as fuck.
He's lean. I love that little sprite.
Oh, where'd he go?
Whoa! He's zooming.
Oh shit.
Oh, I guess they're
Made
doing
in
a
heaven.
time lapse.
He died. He was killed.
He's just passed out. He's still back there.
I've finished with this stack. I'll go grab another stack.
They read every book in the archives.
Why did he rub his
cover
stomach?
to cover?
Why did he rub his stomach when he said I gotta go grab another stack of books?
I'm so hungry.
These are all manuscripts that have been reviewed. I haven't come across a plot similar to the confined room mystery. Fu is sound. Are those Fu noises?
Yeah.
Fu is sound asleep. Let's not wake him up.
EPFO. Me.
All the books on this bookshelf have been reviewed. Jesus Christ. What the fuck was that?
That's the dark...
That's Smelvin.
Yeah, dark Smelvin.
It's so late. How could there be a child here? Let me have a look. Child, where are you?
Child spotted. Oh, I don't like this music.
How did I end up back here again?
Uh-oh, the Eternity Devil.
Fu's also disappeared somewhere. Are you in fucking PT right now? What's happening?
I think so.
I don't like this. This isn't meant to be a horror game. No, something's wrong. I don't like this, Evan. I don't like this. This is meant to be a mystery game.
No, we're dreaming. This is a dream, 100%. It's our Dark Twinkler.
Back once again. The Confined Room Mystery, Chapter 5. Evan, I'm scared!
I like this. I'm digging it.
This is evil.
Every time we've passed through, we've heard bells jingling. Bookshelf.
The bookshelf is filled with books. There seems to be one book that appears different from the others.
There are books on the bookshelf. Uh-oh.
Ah! Punch, throw a fist through there. Don't be afraid. It's me.
Is that a younger version of him?
Oh, no, that's younger. That's our brother, but younger.
That's an opium pipe.
Dad's opium. The opium's back. The opium's back.
Wait, Shen was trying to steal his dad's opium? Chongping, did you steal Dad's opium pipe again?
Where is it?
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. After their mother died, their dad got hooked on opium.
And he's trying to hide it.
Don't make a sound, I'll go handle it. Dad, what are you looking for?
Where's my money? Where's my money?
We've been out of money at home. You sold off everything.
Who said there's no money left? Where did that little rascal go? The manager of the theater will come to pick him up in a few days.
Are you gonna sell him to a theater manager?
As long as he behaves and goes with that person, it's quite a sum of money.
You're insane.
After raising you for so many years, it's time for you to show filial
piety.
Filial
It means
piety.
respect for your dad.
Yeah. Oh,
Jesus.
you were hiding here all along.
Run quickly.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Wait, hold on. So that blurry image was our brother? So that proves that he's the Dark Twinkler.
Yeah. This is fucking... I don't like this, Evan. What's happening here? Where's the murders?
This is very Junji Ito. I like it.
Ah! My foot got caught. Oh.
I don't like that it's just his head.
Yeah. Holy shit, Subway Surfers.
This is childhood trauma Subway Surfer.
Oh no, don't go in.
Oh. Was his dad murdered? Is that what... His brother killed his dad? May I come in, Shangping?
Or is this... Oh, is this what our like Dark Passenger is? It's the image of his brother. Like, his brother as a murderer.
Yeah.
It's how we see... It's a piece of him that we see.
Yeah, we don't know that our brother did it, but we think he did, and that's enough.
I thought the Hat Man came when like, her brother died.
He's been with us all along, the Hat Man. So, is it trying to say that the trauma of this experience caused a split? And
Not so much a split, because you can't really control. I think there's just that image of him in the back of our head. Might be more of a split, but I don't think so.
If you don't let me in, I'll have to perform the magic trick for someone else.
What?
He's trying to get him to come out and be happy.
Oh, did you see that? Look at that.
Oh, and the Dark Passenger's gone. Close your eyes. Open your eyes now. Oh. Do you like it? This is fluorescent powder. It glows in the dark. Oh yeah, his brother's a chemist.
This is gonna shorten their lifespan by like 50 years being in here.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like it'll matter much to his brother.
Yeah.
Have you heard the story of the little monkey? One evening, a little monkey was playing by the pond.
Oh, look at this.
That's real cute. He saw the moon reflected in the water and reached out to touch it. Ripples appeared on the water's surface, and the moon disappeared amidst the ripples. The little monkey was shocked, thinking that it had shattered the moon. It's Goku. Actually, it was... no, wait, that was Piccolo that did that, to stop Goku.
This dude just goes through the entire story of Dragon Ball.
Actually, it was just the reflection of the moon in the water. The moon disappeared because it was covered by clouds. Shangping, that thing is not your fault from the beginning of to the end. Even if dark clouds covered the entire sky, you still have your own shining star. Shangping, I recently found a method that might be able to cure your aphasia.
Oh, he was after the incident. He wasn't able to talk for a while.
Is that what that means?
I believe that's what aphasia is, if I recall.
Let me give it a quick Google.
I believe it's well, he mentioned aphasia to Afu, like him not being able to talk.
Language disorder that makes it difficult to understand, read, write, and speak.
Yeah, that's why he was so knowledgeable on it when he was helping Afu.
Wait, hold on. I didn't notice that was the AI overview. Let me actually look. What is aphasia? It's a disorder that results from damage to portions of the brain that are responsible for language. For most people, these areas are on the left side of the brain. It occurs suddenly due to a stroke or head injury. The disorder impairs the expression and understanding of language as well as reading and writing. I read in a medical journal that excessive fright may cause tongue retraction, leading to hyoid dislocation. Yeah, hyoid dislocation is what Afu went through, and speech impairment. If the hyoid bone is repositioned using a clamp, speech function may be restored. I know, those doctors all said that you would never be able to speak again. He was so traumatized by what happened that day that he stopped speaking forever?
Yeah.
Jesus. Well, not forever, but...
Well, now I'm sad. I don't want Brian to be dead now. Can we bring him back?
So this is... like a memory within a dream that we're experiencing right now.
Yeah.
Can I give it a try? Can I tug your bone?
No, stop that, Evan. It's a nice moment.
Sheng Feng, please try to open your mouth as wide as possible. Now slowly stick your tongue out. This is how he knew how to do it to Afu.
Yeah.
Very good.
Hey, it hurts.
If unconscious trauma cannot be released or healed, they may result in the emergence of different selves to avoid confronting internal conflicts. Yeah, he did split. That's the Twinkler.
The Darth Twinkler.
This is one of the psychological defense mechanisms for self-protection.
What are you reading?
One of the early names for it is the Twinkler effect.
The Twinkler effect? The Chinese man with a hat in your brain effect.
The Hat Man disorder.
What are you reading?
That's not me. Oh, shit. Freud's fucking him up. It says in this book that you have a separate personality because you want to have sex with your mom.
What? I didn't. We listened to Freud in this house. I'm sorry, Shinpian.
I didn't write the book.
I like how they don't even use his his actual name here. He's still Brian Shen. Is that just his name?
I think it's because it's how he identified himself, because he seems to really have Western eyes. Once his dad died, he was just like, well, I'm done with China. Time to go to London.
No more China.
No more things.
Oh, Sigmund Freud, what does that have to say? Look at him, there he is, the rat. He looks like fucking, what's his face from The Office?
He looks like John Krasinski.
Yeah, in this shot. I was gonna say Ted Kaczynski. Sigmund Freud, an Austrian psychologist and founder of psychoanalysis, believed that childhood experiences have a significant impact on an individual, even shaping one's personality. This led to his theory of unconscious, where repressed desires and fears reside hidden from the consciousness awareness. In the interpretation of dreams, he argued that dreams are not divine revelations, but expressions of unconscious self. For instance, a child who gazes at mountains might dream of climbing them. By analyzing dreams, one can trace the origins of psychological issues.
Isn't this a little meta, talking about the interpretation of dreams within a character's dream?
The Ryan Nichols bit, but it's just his actual name. No, that's the same. In this game, they actually have, when they go to London, they have, white names that they adopt to... Which I think is... Shen's
really name cool. Is John. His white name.
It's really cool.
Mental disorders. That's not me. I want to understand the psychological reasons behind opium addiction and find ways to treat it.
What?
I know it's a serious thing, but we've kind of made opium into, the joke of this run.
It just every case has to involve opium in some way.
I know it's a serious thing, and I'm going to try not to laugh at it every time it comes up.
No wonder you've been reading medical books lately.
Opium is rampant nowadays. After the Opium Wars.
After the second and first Opium War.
Causing harm to not only our family, but also countless others. There are already drugs available on the market for quitting opium, aren't there?
Oh, that was Shen.
Me.
You're a smart kid.
as baby man. Most of the opium cessation medications are placebos, expensive yet with minimal effectiveness.
Therefore, you want to find a truly effective treatment method.
And that's why he went to London to study an anti-opium drug.
He wants to destroy opium, the villain.
I mean,
Big Opium had to silence him.
That's why they hit him with the most elaborate murder known to man.
Yeah, they opiumed him.
In one of Freud's articles, I learned about a plant called croc. Freud utilized extracts from it to treat conditions such as depression. There's no way that he had an actual treatment for depression. There's no chance.
He's just been sitting on this, like the entire world just ignored this for years.
Freud went, hey, I boiled this plant, drink it, and see if it makes you less sad.
Wow, I feel my eyes bleeding. Are you sad, though? I'm in pain.
You know what? No. Excellent. If this could help with opium addiction, then the tragedy of her family would not be repeated. Well, I've poisoned all of my depressed patients, but they're not depressed anymore.
I fixed them. Brother, how much longer do we have to wait?
That is a long-ass fishing rod.
Fishing's so boring.
Shush, I caught one.
Don't let the fish escape!
When the fish bites the hook, don't rush to reel it in. Be patient and wait. When a big fish bites, there will be a noticeable tug.
It's a mandarin fish!
Let's go home. Tonight I'll make steamed mandarin fish.
That's great! We have fish to eat!
Yeah, I imagine times were pretty rough, because their dad sold everything before he died.
Yeah. Didn't even leave him an ounce of opium left to smoke.
He was so hungry. The northern part of Russia is adjacent to the Arctic and has snow throughout the year.
Every day feels like winter. It's freezing cold. Is there a place where it's always summer?
Equatorial Africa, such as Congo, experiences scorching heat and harsh conditions.
Brother, where are you going to study medicine?
Right here in London, the capital of the UK. I mean, at this point it was just England, I think.
Yeah.
Was it the United Kingdom yet? I don't actually know that.
Oh, look at us. Bugging.
This is the picture.
Mm.
That's cute.
You two young gentlemen have great talents. Especially younger Shen. Obtained a government scholarship for studying abroad.
Wait, we did?
I suppose so. Because we studied in London for a bit too, I believe.
Yeah, that's where we got our white name.
Yeah. Let's take a photo today to commemorate the two of you. Once the two of you return, you'll surely achieve great success and accomplish great things. Alright, you don't need to glaze us, photographer. Just take the picture.
Yeah, you don't even know us, man.
Our photography studio can also share in the glory. Relax, don't move.
Hold still for 10 minutes while I develop this photograph. It just makes me think of the guy eating rice.
Oh yeah, the happy guy.
The guy that just radiates joy. Oh my god. Really? You have to hit us with that. You have to do that.
Brother. Who in the world murdered you?
Whose smooth criminal do you like this?
It's such a cool scene, though. It really is a striking murder. Oh, Jesus.
We're in the Mind Palace.
We're in Psychopaths.
You know what? This does look like Psychopaths. Wait. Hold on. There was a show called Id Invaded that this reminds me a lot of. It would, they would find somebody who was, like, a serial murderer and prove how they murdered people by, like, going into their mind.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that.
it was very Somnium Filesy. How many times have you returned to this point?
Shut up.
And like the whole show was chasing a villain who was like turning normal people into serial killers.
Well, like you'd go into their mind and make them like, "Hey, you should kill that dude."
He would just like shatter their mind with the mind delving machine, and then they would become crazy and kill people.
You would skadoosh them.
Yeah.
I have not counted.
The 1121st time. 3 years, almost every night, you have been here. But you still haven't found the answer. As time goes by, your memory is fading.
Don't stand in my way. I will definitely uncover the truth behind my brother's murder.
Then I guess you have no time to lose.
Oh, it's English Dave!
Oh, yeah. It's our buddy, Cop Man.
I've already observed this place. Should we take another look? Of course, that's what we're here for. An asbestos mesh with burn marks on it. Asbestos in the middle has been replaced with wax. Yeah, I remember that. An unburned scrap of paper made of oiled paper. The only key to the room was found grasped in my brother's left hand at the time of death. There were only my brother's fingerprints on the key. Many paper ashes scatter around the chair and on my brother's body as well. My brother was murdered on Ghost Festival Day, also the anniversary of our father's death.
Like, the main character of Hidden Faded was his gimmick was kind of stupid. He was like a guy who could temporarily become serial killer crazy and then return to normal man.
There's just Jekyll and Hyde, he just could go into, like, gamer mode.
Yeah.
There were deep claw marks on the chair legs with slight traces of blood.
And then there was another guy who was a full-time serial killer but would help them just because he thought it was funny.
That's everything here.
What?
What was happening?
Police office.
The memory isn't pleasant. Do you want to proceed?
Yeah, we have to.
Not
you
yet.
need to know everything.
Not yet. Let's search the room first. The book has been taken from the desk. However, it cannot be determined if it was missing before or after the incident. There are 7 candles on the floor, arranged in the shape of the Big Dipper. Each candle has been firmly fixed to the floor with wax. 2 of the candles have shallow scratches on their side.
What's this device?
A telegraph machine.
Yeah. Oh yes, I was this man.
He was super Scottish, if I recall.
I don't know if I'm strong enough to do that.
Do it. Your wife isn't here. She won't know.
She'll find out. She'll kill me.
She'll sense it.
This is the telegraph machine on the table. There are traces of it being used on that day. The Morse code paper reel we found should be fitted in the hexagonal area on its tap.
I just imagine she just like rises from her bed like the Undertaker, like
Yeah.
once you did that. He'll be in chat at any second now.
You just hear the bell, like the start of his intro.
Oh no! Stop playing that music!
Stop it! I read.
Oh, sorry.
Other than that, no other abnormalities were found on the machine. This
I
is
remember
going to
the
take
bit
me a
was
little
like
bit to get into.
he'd have like a simple voice, and then out of nowhere he'd just hit with like a very specific word.
Oh yeah. He would like speak in a lot of slang and like a heavy accent, and then just hit us with like indubitably.
Cromulent. The skylight is very high, needing a ladder to reach it, and it's been locked from the inside. The glass is a thick layer of accumulated dust, and there are no traces of being touched. The police speculate that Brian caused this window scorch marks in experiments. A photo of my brother with his classmates taken by Joseph. One person in the photo is Stone Wu, and the other person is Toby Chang. Did he choose his first name to be Stone as his white name?
Maybe, I don't know.
It's a Stone Luigi.
No, I think Stone is like Shen. It's their last name.
Okay.
So his name's Brian Stone. That's a real strong white man name.
Brian Stone. There's a small stool placed between the desk and the candle arrangement. The stool is very small, with a height of less than 20 centimeters. What was originally inside this white circle?
A roll of Morse code paper strip, which we took as evidence.
So you found it on the ground?
Aye, that's right. I suspect it fell from the Morse code telegraph machine.
Does it have any content on it?
Aye, it's a telegram from Mr. Bell, Joseph's father. We've checked the contents, discussing the development of a certain drug. Nothing suspicious.
During the incident from 1:40 to 2:30 p.m., cafe staff heard constant phonograph sounds. They were playing the Peking Opera 7-Star Lamp. Trophies and laboratory equipment, pharmaceutical books, and wax cylinders placed on the cabinet. Currently, no special findings have been made. I've already observed the items on the lab bench. Take another look? Yes. A dismantled kerosene lamp on the table. Several long cotton threads soaked in kerosene, but in the kerosene bottle. Small brush inside. A stack of oil paper on the table. Each sheet is large and thin. Various chemicals and reagents placed on the lab bench. Among them, there are aspirin, procaine, and trichloromethane. Test tubes contain powdered herbal medicines such as Sophora flavescens and Angelica sinensis. That's the same thing. Okay. It's the weird bottle. Toxicology tests indicate that the death of my brother is not related to strychnine. There could be various underlying causes for his body contortion. I think that's everything in here. I guess let's go into the police office.
This is all the case files here. You can take your time reviewing here. I'll go get the paperwork ready for your signature. Ugh.
Oh, he just coughed on us.
Ugh.
Okay, so we have like a whole new thing here. There are thousands of letters piled up on the bookshelf. Surprisingly, those are letters from the infamous Jack the Ripper case. Among them, some provide information, and some are claimed to be written by the killer. Look at him, he's straight thugging like that. The most notorious serial killer in the world, in 1888 he murdered multiple women in Whitechapel area of London using extremely brutal methods. The victims were all strangled and had their abdomens cut open, with some organs removed. During the killing spree, Jack taunted the police and newspapers by sending them letters, causing a great panic in British society at the time. Over a century has passed since the case, but due to the lack of evidence, the identity of the true culprit and the actual motive behind the crimes remains highly debated.
You know, I can't remember if this was actually confirmed, but I read that somebody proved that they found Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, it wasn't like
Like
a
they
thing like
used like dental records or
yeah, they
something.
linked it to a dude that got like locked in an asylum at around the same time, if I recall.
Yeah, he was Polish.
Yeah. Very interesting. I am surprised with how much attention Jack the Ripper got. I'm like, in my mind, I figured, was there no other like super crazy serial killer that was known to the world before Jack the
I think
Ripper?
what made him unique is that he publicized himself.
That's a good point. He
Uh,
sent letters. He made a whole show of it.
he made a spectacle of it, and then since then, serial murderers became a spectacle. Like people wanted to know about them.
He was the Tobuscus of murderers.
I hate that. That's horrible. What are you saying? Tobuscus was the first YouTuber?
No, but he's probably like, and I guess Fred would be the better comparison. He was the Fred of serial killers.
That's awful.
Is that better?
Like, yeah, I don't think a murderer should be respected, but I'm still offended on his behalf.
Don't do that to Jack the Ripper, man. Not cool. A copy of the Times on August 16th. The headline is about a fire incident. London St. Mary Hospital on fire last night, resulting in the tragic death of 20 patients. Oh my god. The fire broke out on the second floor around 9 p.m. and quickly engulfed the entire building. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. What's that got to do with anything? Why we got that?
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Watson Reuben Bell! I forget if we had that last time.
Look at him. That's Mr. British.
Yeah.
That's a real heart vortex coated man.
This has an aura to it. Goes hard. There's a map on the wall showing police jurisdiction boundaries. Red lines on the map connect to different crime scenes. Auntie Cheng's house is located in Area A under the jurisdiction of Westminster Police Station. The only key to the crime scene room was held in my brother's left hand during the incident. After examination, it was found that the key only had fingerprints belonging to my brother. A photo of the key, distinct Oriental style in its appearance, intricate craftsmanship. This key is a side-cut mechanism, making it difficult to duplicate. I thought it was just an arrow pointing the knife to him, like it stabbed him.
Yeah. Stabbed him here.
This is the dagger that took my brother's life. The blood on it's already coagulated. As Officer Jones mentioned, compared to the regular dagger, this dagger is lighter. The police have found 2 fingerprints on the dagger, and both of them belong to my brother. Interestingly, both fingerprints are located at the end of the dagger handle. There's also a slight scorch mark on the ring at the end of the dagger handle. This is the Morse code paper reel Officer Jones found at the crime scene. The center of the paper reel has a hexagonal groove. On the end of the paper tape has been folded over for forming a strange bend. The inner side of the paper tape is quite dirty and shows signs of wear and tear. So he played it a lot? The paper strip is filled with dots and lines, which are Morse code.
No, this is the telegraph machine. This was how you would send messages.
If it was worn, then that means he listened to it quite a couple of times then, right? That's what that implies.
I think he just got a lot of telegraphs, maybe? No, you wouldn't be able to use the same tape. Maybe you're right. Maybe he...
Here are 5 telegrams from Mr. Bell to my brother, starting 2 weeks before the incident.
Well, so they wouldn't actually play any sound. He would just have to interpret the Morse code into letters.
Oh, that's a good point, yeah. Adjusted medication proven effective in small trials. Congratulations. Not your fault, no need to blame yourself. Drug development challenging path. Keep going, I believe success awaits. Opium is needed. Optimism needed. Assistance offered any time, stay positive.
Especially considering the point of this drug, just for the sending opium is needed.
Send dudes! Send opium! understand concerns. Office meeting tomorrow at 9 a.m. On the afternoon when my brother was murdered, Toby Chang was studying in the library. The library administrator, George, confirmed that Toby Chang had a clear alibi. The appendix of the case file shows the police's investigation on Stone Wu. Stone Wu is a close friend of Brian, and is said that they had a heated argument in the past. Stone Wu suddenly left the UK the day before Brian's death. The police were unable to reach him. No one knows why he suddenly left, but this also serves as his alibi. The departure records in the appendix led the police to exclude him as a suspect. Auntie Cheng said that she sat at the gate all afternoon. Coffee shop staff confirmed this as fact. Auntie Cheng mentions brewing her herbal medicine herself. Upon investigation, she was found to have a fatal illness with only 1 year at most to live. Oh, that sucks for Auntie Cheng.
Yeah. Kind of a depressing footnote.
Yeah. Police interrogation transcripts, the subjects being Toby Chang, Mr. Bell, and Mrs. Cheng. Which transcript do you want to read? You want to be Tobert?
Is that his full name?
I believe so. That's his true white name.
Yeah, his Chinese name is Toby, and they gave him Tobert when he came over.
I could just be Toby! No, it won't work. No one will understand.
No money. Officer, I'm a distinguished graduate of UCL. How can I possibly commit murder?
I'm sorry, I'm just adjusting something real quick.
He just sounds like he's got the Schmelvin.
Smelvin coded.
There's competition between you and the victim, Brian Shen. Besides, you were the last one to see him before Brian returned to the apartment. I did see him, but you can't condemn me as guilty just because I saw him, huh? Whether you're determined guilty depends on your answers to the following questions. On the day of Brian's death, August 15th, someone claims to have seen you two arguing. We had no argument. That must be someone trying to smear my name. I can explain that. He sounds like I imagine the Soy Jack sounds.
He does have a Soy Jack aura about him. It's unfortunate, but we have to judge him properly, you know?
Yeah. At 9 a.m. that morning, I was going to the Wandsworth Library to borrow books. Passing by Pimlico, I saw Brian coming out of Mr. Bell's office building. I greeted him, but he pretended not to hear. I was angry. I grabbed him to confront and discuss the situation. You were angry because he didn't say hi? Maybe he was absorbed. Maybe he was stuck in his head. He was thinking about something.
Well, I've been thinking about, what if it was like a gimme that situation and he didn't give him that?
That's right. I might kill you.
Yeah.
You're right.
Like if you yelled "Hey" down the hallway and I just like ignored you and walked away, you'd beat my ass.
Yeah. I did that. Remember the Phantom Carlos once? I scared the shit out of this poor kid.
Yeah, you accidentally hit that kid. That wasn't me.
I didn't hit him, but I started chasing after him.
Yeah, you went "Hey, hey," and you were like slapping your hand on your palm.
Yeah. For the viewers, there was a kid that looked exactly like Carlos from behind, and a few times in high school, I would like mistake him for Carlos and freak him out.
It was uncanny. He did look a lot like me.
Only from behind. I could recognize his face has a different shape than yours. Yeah. Just because you greeted him and he didn't respond. Not exactly. Mr. Bell's research project should be mine. He stole it away.
You're not helping your case, man.
Especially when he gets angry. He looks like that one Soy Jack picture. He not only shamelessly took my project, but also deliberately ignored me. Wasn't that infuriating? I'm not gonna take your side, son. Like, it
would be kind of cool that he got killed, right?
So you got into an argument with him over that? I didn't. He seemed absent-minded, not responding as if he couldn't hear what I was saying. Yeah, he was stuck in his head. Later, someone looked our way, so I let him go. There was no argument at all. Where were you between 1 and 3 in the afternoon that day, and what were you doing? I spent the afternoon studying at the library, then returned to the lab in the evening. Is there someone who can vouch for your whereabouts? A librarian named George can testify for me.
Oh, well, that's foolproof. No one can. George never lies.
Yeah, everybody knows old George never lies. You ken of others who might bear a grudge against Brian? I wouldn't know. I'm usually focused on my academic pursuits, and I don't mind others' business. Mr. Cheng, please cooperate with our work. I really don't know. One time I overheard him having an argument with Stone Wu. What's the relationship between Stone Wu and Brian Shen? Do you know why they had an argument?
I would say sexual.
You'll be shot for that one. This is 1900.
They won't allow that.
They are friends. Stone often borrowed money from Brian. That doesn't sound like friends. Their argument might be related to money, but I'm not so sure about the specifics. But I heard Stone recently made a fortune. Moreover, he hurriedly returned to China the day before Brian's incident. Definitely fishy. We'll verify.
Everything. No more things. Watson Bell.
Oh yeah, Mr. British. Mr. Bell, sorry for the trouble.
After all, Brian was a researcher in the project I funded and a friend of Joseph's. I will do everything I can to bring the truth to light.
An older Joseph. He looks like he's given out a lot of white names in his day.
A couple of slurs too, maybe. Just for good measure.
I heard this funding project is about opium cessation drugs.
Opium cessation medication is one of Watson Pharmacy's core businesses. We've always
the British created the opium and they will destroy it.
Just cast it back into the Brit from which it was formed. We have placed a strong emphasis on research and development in this area. In fact, the person we initially funded wasn't Brian, but his classmate, Toby Chang. Unfortunately, Toby has lofty ambitions, but little progress after 6 months. Joseph introduced me to Brian. He was facing pressure from the Sassoon family due to his research. The Sassoons benefit greatly from the opium trade. They will be by no means stand by idly. Oh, they're real. The Sassoon family is a prominent family of Iraqi Jewish heritage. In 1833, when the British Parliament abolished the East India Company's monopoly on trade with China, the Sassoon family took this opportunity to import a large quantity of cotton textiles and opium into China. Cotton textiles and opium. During Lin Zexu's campaign to suppress the opium trade in Yumen, about half of the opium seized came from the Sassoon family. Following the signing of the Treaty of Nanking, the Sassoon family established several foreign firms in Shanghai. In the early days of the newly established Sassoon & Co., an average of 5,000 chests of opium flowed into Shanghai each year.
Jesus Christ. So they caught them sneaking in opium, and then we're like, you know what? You can keep doing that.
Keep cooking, King. Stay in the kitchen.
More opium. We're hungry.
When I saw his research progress, it only strengthened my determination to support him. I love that this sounded like fucking notes that Joseph knocked that shit off. We know what you're doing over there. Stop fucking with the opium.
We got a good thing going.
Also, the reason Brian studied pharmacy and aspired to develop better opium cessation medication was because his family was ruined and devastated by opium. I believe he's the most suitable person to carry out this research. 1 second.
Well,
There we go.
He was.
He was until Big Opium got him again.
That would be so funny if this was like a Sassoon family hit.
It just not even like a big twist. It's just the mafia got him. I'll do everything to kiss you.
Hey-oh.
Yeah, he said it, not me.
Mr. Bell, we can't do that. I'm on the job. We can't.
We can't let
Someone
these
here to
barriers keep us apart, Officer Jones.
I got a wife.
He doesn't need to know. Just because there's a goalie doesn't mean I can't score.
That is a Crab classic. It's such a good quote.
It was dumber than that. That one, what I just said is like the correct thing. He said something dumber.
Someone here to having an argument with Brian in the office of the morning of August 15th.
At 9 a.m. that morning, I had arranged to meet Brian for coffee talk and his recent conditions.
They were playing coffee talk?
Yes, mate, it's our favorite little game. Little hidden indie gem, Officer Jones.
How's he been faring recently?
The research faced some difficulties, and Brian was feeling quite down about it. I encouraged him to hold on, but he suddenly became very agitated, so we ended the conversation. Got, like, quieter out of nowhere. There we go. I've noticed that glitch sometimes. If I, like, pause and go back,
And when we load a save, sometimes it just doesn't play at all.
Yeah. It wasn't like his usual self. I intended to talk to him someday, later, but...
How long has he been in this condition?
In fact, during that period, his condition was quite worrisome. He became very pessimistic. In hindsight, I should have kept him a bit longer. Deeply regret that now.
Once we're out of the Mind Palace, can we stop?
Yeah, we'll end it.
We're
done with this section.
When were you between 1 and 3 in the afternoon that day?
There was a pharmaceutical industry seminar that afternoon. I was invited to deliver a speech.
Understood. Your alibi is solid. For now, that's all.
Officer, may I add a few more details? Hold on, I faked this alibi really good. Please give me a little bit more to talk.
Aye, of course. Please go ahead.
Brian's research on opium cessation medication touched upon the interest of certain groups. I don't want this case to be overly influenced by external factors affecting police judgment. I also trust that the details of the case to be kept confidential.
Keep it away from Big Opium. Aye, aye.
Now you can let me free of this hell. And then Shang Yin Mei, if I was her as well. You, police, let bad guys go. Bother this old lady instead.
You know, I never realized that she looks like she was based off of Old Bag.
She does have an old bag look to her. You're right. I'd say Asian old bag, but she is already Asian.
Mrs. Cheng brought you in for questioning because on that day you were...
Only one at scene. Suspect me as murderer, just like that. Which fool would murder in their own home? Okay. Happens more than you think.
I mean, like, you're not gonna buy a new house just to murder somebody in it. Sometimes, sometimes you just...
I love that's the immediate other alternative. I can't kill in my home. I gotta buy a new house. I gotta lease a house. Did you imagine like some guy like leases a whole house just to stab someone in, and it's like, officer, I don't know, I wasn't even there. Why'd you buy this house?
Yeah. Well, I couldn't murder him in my house. It would be too suspicious.
I don't shit where I eat.
I don't eat where I shit. I don't eat my shit.
You're going to jail.
Miss Chang, if you...
Ridiculous. Dare you stop me brewing my medicine, curing illness, extending life? I might.
Where were you between 1 and 3 in the afternoon on that day?
You ask where I was. It was Hungry Ghost Festival, taboo, to go out during the day. Soak up sun, dispel bad energy. Been sitting in front of the house sunning myself.
They're not gonna give us anything on Hungry Ghost Festival.
They did. No, we had that. That was during the first flashback. I'm pretty sure we had.
Oh, okay.
Let me make sure. I'm almost certain we had the Hungry. Yeah, there it is. The Hungry Ghosts Festival.
Okay.
We still don't know what the eight-armed creature is, or whatever it was. We don't know what the that's what it was. It was like the eight-armed monster or something. You foreigners understand or not? On that day, Ghost Gate opens. Avoid going out.
I'll try to keep it brief. During that time, did anyone else enter?
Of course not. No one comes in without my permission. No one's getting in any day. Besides you, police. Who else like barging into others' homes?
Did anyone else you think might have...
Yes, 2 guys tracking Brian. They've been staring at my house.
Aye, we've spoken to folk across the road, and nobody's laid eyes on the pair you mentioned.
She did mention that. I forgot about that.
James and Mary from the cafe next door said the same.
I'm sure I didn't see wrong. All those transcripts with the scene details. This is an overview of the case. The police conducted an investigation of each suspicious individual, but they all had alibis. This locked room and only key was in Brian's hand, which led to the conclusion of suicide. At Sergeant Joseph's urging, the police conducted several additional rounds of investigation. The police visited places that Brian frequented, such as St. Mary Hospital, Savage Restaurant. Well, that's the one that burned down. However, no conclusive evidence was found that could overturn the aforementioned conclusion. Here's the attached layout of map of Auntie Cheng's house, as well as photographs of the crime scene. We'll recall the situation of the crime scene again, sure. Oh, that just brought me back here. You trickster. This is the autopsy record of Brian, and the autopsy was personally conducted by Joseph. The report mentions it can be inferred that the time of death was between 2 and 3 in the afternoon. The victim died from hemorrhagic shock.
Hemorrhagic.
Or hemorrhagic, yeah, I forgot the H goes with it. Caused by weapon piercing the left pulmonary artery. Body in a contorted position, suspicion of strychnine poisoning, but no toxins were detected. Bruising on the fingertips with wood shavings in the nail folds, healed wound on the right foot. No other injuries were found, indicating no sign of probing wounds. In addition, the paper ashes found on the body and wax strips on the clothes. Should be everything. Who's that guy?
He's the murderer.
Sergeant Gaunt!
That sounds like a Zelda name. I don't know why. It just has the unique
energy. It has the energy to it, yeah.
Mr. Shen, this here is Sergeant Gaunt, in charge of investigating your brother's case.
Family of the deceased. The investigation into this case is done and dusted. Sign here.
He's a dirty cop. He's paid off.
Look at him. Sergeant Gaunt, I can't sign it yet. What'd you say? My brother would never kill himself. You questioning the police, are you? No, I just feel that...
Mr. Shen, we hold your brother's case in the highest regard, very seriously. I will say, it does seem like this guy really cares about this case.
Yeah.
Suicide is the conclusion reached after meticulous investigation and careful consideration. Whether Joseph or the more experienced Sergeant Gaunt, both are on board with this conclusion.
Aren't you here to collect the remains? No signature, no go with the rest of the bleeding paperwork. My brother would never commit suicide, but if I sign this paper, it means this case is closed. I cannot sign so easily like this. Brian, what have you been through? feeling. It seems something's wrong.
Evidence jump scare. Mr. Shen, are you feeling unwell?
A voice tells me that there's an inconsistency between a certain item I saw earlier and the document in my hands. Oh, Jesus.
There's only one.
Something about that bee there, I assume? This is a toughy one already.
Yeah.
Oh, this isn't the right district.
Oh, yeah.
They shouldn't have any jurisdiction here. Officers, I noticed that the letter B is marked on each folder. Is this the police station's code or identifier?
Aye, that's our station's code. We're mainly responsible for security in Kensington.
The map indicates the house where the murder occurred is located in the city of Westminster. On the map, Westminster is labeled with the code A. You're questioning if we ain't got the authority? I'm just raising a reasonable doubt.
I've mentioned to you before that we received the initial distress telegram. That day I showed Joseph the distress telegram and he kent the address, so we went together.
The person who sent the telegram is crucial. He's likely a key witness. We should continue. The situation's a locked room, and the only fingerprints on the murder weapon are your brother's. Just these two bits alone are enough to peg it as a suicide. Unless you can cough up some proper evidence, go on and get out of my sight. Brother, what is... a detective? Brother, what's a detective?
A detective is like an adventurer who ventures into various places. But they always manage to spot details that others may overlook.
Perhaps there are some details that I have overlooked. If you claim my brother stabbed himself, this piece of evidence seems peculiar. Oh, Jesus Christ.
The telegram that said a homicide occurred?
That's true, yeah.
Like, if you believe that the telegram, that something happened, why would you not believe that it says it's a telegram?
I still think we should try to find the person who sent the telegram. Won't change the fact that your brother's death is ruled as a suicide. Understand? But at least mobilize a possible police force to... If you ever become the commissioner, we'll mobilize the whole crew to find that person, aight?
We've checked the building, but the massive foot traffic, it's a challenge to pinpoint.
Cody, get him out of here!
Oh.
Tae Chung-ping didn't believe his brother committed suicide, but couldn't find evidence to refute the police's conclusion. I think it's...
That one's... That one's more existential than the other ones.
Officers, something still puzzles me. The fingerprints found on the dagger belong to my brother's left index and thumb. And the fingerprints are located at the end of the dagger handle. It seems that he wasn't gripping the dagger, but rather holding it between two fingers. Was he trying to throw it?
Huh. He threw it straight up, and then it fell on him.
In this position, how could he have stabbed himself in the chest with the dagger? Clearly that ain't the way he held a dagger when he offed himself. But if he held the dagger in a different way, there should have been more fingerprints left. Not necessarily.
speculate your brother held the dagger through his shirt sleeves. No fingerprints were left.
If he intended to kill himself, why would he avoid leaving fingerprints on the dagger? Don't matter. You.
Mr. Shen, do not get upset. We're not trying to make things difficult for you deliberately. The detail you're questioning, even if it is in doubt, it doesn't change the conclusion. It was a locked room, door, windows, skylight, all locked from inside. The only key was in your brother's hand. There's no second person who could have committed the act in such a situation.
Will there truly know the possibilities? Brainstorm.
The truth about the locked room.
Click open the top left button to... Oh, we have the fucking... We have the Mind Palace fucking... Is there a possibility that the killer had copied a key in advance? Wait, hold on.
A new officer?
That's our Twinkler.
Is it? Huh. Mr. Shen, I already told you. It's our Twinkler in Officer Jones's costume.
In his skin.
The key that was in your brother's hand was the only key to the room.
It's not that difficult to duplicate a key. No, this key was like special, wasn't it?
Yeah.
This is fun. I like this a lot.
You know nothing about your own ignorance. It's so obvious that the police would have overlooked it. The key features a unique Eastern design, which you have seen in the case file. I had consulted several locksmiths to verify this, and none of them can replicate it exactly.
Is it really true? Why would Auntie Cheng's house use such complex keys and locks?
The reason is not important. What's important is that this turns the crime scene into a locked room.
There may be other possibilities that exist. The only key to the room was in my brother's hand, which suggests that the killer...
Didn't need the key.
Perhaps the killer didn't need the key at all.
If there was no key, how did the killer lock the door?
The killer didn't need to use a key to lock the door because...
He exited from the window?
No, we know the window wasn't used. They never entered the room as the only...
Yeah.
Maybe they hid in the room, but no. Perhaps the killer never actually entered the house. On the day of the incident, he seemed low-spirited, disoriented, walked unsteady. Auntie Cheng said that my brother's face looked odd when he came back to the house at noon. Is it possible that he was already injured before returning home?
You mean he was stabbed outside and returned to lock himself indoors to avoid being chased? I think she would have noticed a giant knife sticking out of his chest.
Yeah.
And died inside the locked room?
That's exactly it.
But when Mrs. Cheng was questioned, she never mentioned bloodstains on his body or any knife wound to the chest.
Perhaps she didn't notice.
Ridiculous. She observed the victim's facial expression so carefully. How could she have not noticed that the victim's chest had a knife inserted? And the bloodstains on the victim's clothes don't show a downward flow trend. I like that Jones represents the benefit of the doubt, and Gaunt is like he is the doubt.
Yeah. He's a doubt, like, your brother killed himself.
They represent, like, maybe he didn't kill himself, but prove it, and he did kill himself. This indicates that the victim was not in a standing position before his death. Lad, solving a case is not like reading detective novels. Speculation can be based on evidence.
It seems that this is not the right direction. I need to reconsider. Oh, it's like, oh, that's cool.
Timelines?
Oh, it's a whole fucking, like, thing. That's such a neat... I really like that, actually.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Let's... Oh no, I think I went to the wrong thing. There you go.
The room was never locked?
Well, we know it's locked right now. Like, do we know it's locked, or is it just that the door won't open?
Maybe the lock was jammed.
I've heard of cases where the killer creates the illusion of a locked door. But in reality, the door is never locked. Ah, you're dumb.
The possibility you mentioned does not exist. The lock latch was damaged when we forced open the door. I and Joseph Hay repeatedly checked, and we are certain that the door was locked.
You're right, Al. It does feel like the devs learned how to make their game better as it goes on. I mean, that's true how a game should be. It should gradually improve as it goes, right? I feel like that's a fair... You should have more and more enjoyment the more you learn and experience.
Yeah, I feel that that's also, like, a consideration for the player. They didn't want to overwhelm us with a bunch of mechanics in the first case, so easing us into it.
It seems that this hypothesis does not align with the facts. I need to reconsider. Yeah, I wasn't too confident on that one. I guess hidden in the room could be possible?
It's just behind the curtains.
Perhaps the killer was hiding inside the room all along and left only after the police came.
The room was clear at first glance. There was no hiding place for someone. If someone dared to do that, we would have caught them already.
Seems that this
If
method
they were stupid enough to hide in the room.
Okay, you got me. Need to reconsider.
Where does this stand so far, as Cuthbert?
Well, this is kind of interesting because unlike every other traditional Ace Attorney game, this game likes introducing new mechanics and ways to shake up the investigation process and deduction process. Think of every case we've had so far. They've had a different mechanic that hasn't returned. They do something that, like, kind of switches everything up. They have I like it a lot. It's different. For each case, they make a specialized way to present the information in a fun way that's different.
And I like Cuthbert better so far, but I think that's because of bias, because Cuthbert is set in, like, a D&D setting, and
Yeah.
I love high fantasy.
Yeah, and well, Cuthbert, what it does, it takes the Ace Attorney formula and just makes that better. It doesn't go too much far outside of the Ace Attorney formula, other than the unique mechanics that it has with that makes investigation a bit more fun. But it stays as an Ace Attorney game. Well, this is like kind of being its own detective game in a way, and I like it quite a bit. You don't have a load of filler cross-examinations or anything. You have it. They let you solve what they want you to solve, and then leave the obvious things to, like, just be pointed out as obvious. Let's the window. Is it possible that the killer left through the window and then somehow locked the window again?
Cody, explain this. Tell them, Naegi.
This is an actual tell them, Naegi.
Mr. Shen, you also checked it. Both of those windows were locked from the inside.
Perhaps the killer locked the windows using this method.
Have an accomplice? No.
Use something to lock the door. He must have used a certain mechanism inside the house to rotate the window handle.
What items? Ooh, the telegraph!
The killer could have used...
Tied a string to the telegraph and then sent a telegraph to him.
Oh, that's... Ooh, that'd be cool. The killer could have used this tape to rotate the window handle.
Paper strip? How do you operate it?
First wrap the strip around the window handle, then use the telegraph machine to pull the strip.
Do you remember a conversation when you were inspecting the windows? That window handle was tight. It took a lot of force to latch it. A paper strip would definitely break.
That possibly means other things.
Don't waste any more time. Think logically. Does it seem feasible?
I like that this guy isn't like just an asshole for the point. Like, he is making pretty sound arguments too. Seems like this approach lacks practicality. I also like the devs really thought out this weird case to have a bunch of ways you could interpret it, and then tells you, like, you narrow it down as you go. Like, you're like, no, that wouldn't work. That, like, they don't throw out any possibility the player might come up with.
Yeah.
I was thinking the phonograph machine, because that was constantly playing at the time.
Yeah. They tied it to the phonograph handle?
Oh no, never mind, they just... No, I'm stupid. Is there anything else that could have... Whatever the fuck this mesh thing is. The wax cylinder itself have a thing? Oh, okay. Let's reconsider then. They could have had an accomplice. Perhaps the killer had an accomplice. While the police were investigating the crime scene, the accomplice secretly locked the windows. Yeah, same. Earlier in the case before this, there was an incident where we had, like, an idea to suspect her, and the game fully acknowledged that idea about it, and fully went through. It's like, it was a good try, but you can't really prove that they're the culprit because of that, but good thing, and they didn't take away any health with it. It was like, a lot of effort was put into it.
But at the time, there were only Joseph and me in the room. So, who do you think is an accomplice, Cody or Joseph?
This...
Dark Twinkler time.
Yeah.
If the police are accomplices, then reasoning is pointless.
Indeed, the authenticity of any evidence would be in question.
A reasonable approach would be too.
I won't make this assumption unless there's clear evidence to prove that.
Let's start over from the beginning then.
Yeah, even our guy had to come and be like, whoa, calm down, man.
If you're saying the police were in on it, what can we believe?
Perhaps the killer locked the window from the inside after the murder.
It's not possible, as Joseph and I were in the room at the time.
Oh,
Do you think the killer is one of them, Cody or Joseph?
Not completely impossible either.
This is even more unlikely, Mr. Shen, as I told you before. On that day, Joseph and I were at the police station until we received the telegram. Other people at the police station can vouch for that.
It seems that this is not the right direction I need to reconsider. I guess we should... Maybe we were wrong with our initial... they returned the key.
Twinkler did say to go back to the beginning.
Perhaps the killer locked the door and then somehow returned the key.
Oh, how was it returned?
We know
Through the window.
Can't be the skylight. Through the window's the only way. But then we're back to our original problem. The killer could have returned the key through the window.
Have you not been to the scene? Mr. Shen, do you remember the windows were locked from the inside? The window handle is very tight. It takes a lot of force to latch it.
Allow me a moment to think again. I don't think it could be the other ones.
Skylight. They dropped the key.
But
They
the skylight
dropped the
looks
key
like
into his
it has.
hand through the skylight.
But the skylight looks like it hasn't been like touched at all for a while, and it was locked from the inside. Killer could have returned the key through the skylight.
Are you serious? That's not the Scottish man?
Yes, this possibility exists. Cody, kill him.
Cody, explain this. Batman, I want you.
Batman, I want you.
Mr. Shen, this might not be possible. The skylight is locked and the glass is also undamaged.
There are scorch marks on the window frame, but perhaps the killer used heat to open the glass.
Dust accumulated on the glass. Traces would be found if it had been touched. This is not the case.
It seems that this assumption does not align with the facts I need to reconsider, so I assume we're gonna have to go back and give him an actual answer for the window thing. Let's try the door, though. Most likely the key was returned through the door. Indeed, the door is usually the only entrance and exit point of the room.
However, how could the killer return the key to the victim's hand through the door?
Let me get the
using a mechanism?
Let me get the jobber answers out of the way. Perhaps someone returned the key to my brother after the incident.
Yeah, the whole...
Yeah.
But are you accusing the police?
Maybe. Only Officer Jones and Joseph entered the room when Joseph performed the autopsy. I didn't do it.
Wait, are you expecting Joseph as the killer?
Well, at least the possibility exists.
I would never kill your brother. I gave him his white name.
I can take it away, too.
He's my thrall.
I have a new Asian I need to give that name to. Brian must go.
Joseph was at the police station until he received the telegram. The others can confirm that.
Allow me a moment to think again. Explore every possibility is a must. Exploring all possible scenarios. That's funny. Through the door. It's simple. Just slide the key through the gap under the door and into the house. Brother.
But it was in his hand. Simply returning might not work, considering the key is in the possession of your brother.
Allow me a moment to think again. Didn't even entertain that one. That one was just like, you're stupid. A mechanism. The killer may have used certain items in the house to construct a mechanism.
A mechanism? What kind of mechanism could accurately deliver the key back into the victim's hand?
Well, firstly, the killer would need to use an item to connect the key to my brother's hand.
The wire mesh?
Yeah. Oh no. Oh! You need to use an item to connect key to... Oh, like... Oh, there's a cotton thread soaked in kerosene. Oh, the killer could have... that was different. The killer could have used the cotton threads.
But the police didn't find any cotton thread on the floor.
Well, after returning the key, he could ignite the cotton thread soaked in kerosene and burn it.
But there are no traces of kerosene contamination or the scorch marks on the key.
Allow me a moment to think again. This is a tricky one. They're really expecting you to go all out with this. Maybe it has to do with the paper? This is a toughie. Have a look at the room again.
Have a look.
So he's sitting here. His body's arched up there. The thing's right above him. Closest thing to him would be the candles.
I know that's the telegram reel, but the outline of it looks like a cartoon bomb.
The killer used a candle to return the key back to my brother's hand.
This is the first time I've heard of a candle being used to transport something. Is this explanation too far-fetched?
Perhaps I should consider the items that are directly associated with the key.
What does that mean?
With the body? That's a good idea, Sam. The Morse code reel. Almost like a... It was like a slide. Unburnt scraps of paper around. That could be possible, actually. But I'm not sure how they would have gotten the paper. The killer likely used this Morse code paper reel to bring the key into the house.
A Morse code paper reel?
The inner side of the paper strip is dirty and shows sign of some wear and tear. I suspect that these marks are caused by the paper strip being dragged on the ground.
Not feasible. First of all, the orientation of the telegraph machine is an issue. The paper reel on the telegraph machine is facing toward the table, not toward the door. Furthermore, the telegraph machine, the victim, and the door do not align. There's not only a difference in angle, but also a difference in height here. Now you tell me. How could the killer use the paper strip to return the key back to your brother's hand?
The paper strip is not enough. The killer should have used some other items in the room as well. Which items exactly make up the mechanism, and how do they work? I need to organize my thoughts properly. Oh shit.
Oh.
The killer likely created a mechanism using the paper strip and some other items in the room to return the key back to my brother's hand. I need to figure out these items. Okay. Look at the scene again. So as it stands right now, this key would have to... What items do we have at our disposal? I imagine the stool might come into play.
I'm thinking that he lowered the string onto the candles to burn it once the key had been returned.
Yeah, once it reached his hand, the candles would burn the key away, right? That makes sense?
Yeah. It would burn the string.
Yeah. We know the dagger's burnt too, so something was run through it. Perhaps the kerosene string.
Were the dagger and the key on the same string mechanism? This is a wild Rube Goldberg murder.
I think at the very least we can safely say that this kerosene string has to be connected to the dagger, right? I think that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
I don't know where to put these, but...
This reminds me of that, like, Morse code suicide note, or the Rube Goldberg suicide note video.
Oh yeah, I leave in my...
He was, like, reading it out, and then he tipped over a domino at the end, and you just hear a machine going off.
What would the mesh add here? It's burnt through. The central asbestos has been replaced with wax, so it would be melting. The candles have to be involved. That's what's gonna light the fire, right?
Yeah.
Well, this has to start here, right?
Yeah.
Wood shavings in the nail crevices. Oh, this is hard to imagine in my head right now. So the Morse code thing's here, and it's facing this way.
I believe that they hooked the key on the. They hooked the key on the end of the string, and suspended it from the latch of the skylight.
Bro, this idea is like they got it. I forget. Is this the skylight method that we're talking about? Because they couldn't have.
I mean, his body is directly underneath the skylight.
It has to
I
be
think
involved.
I think that's the only way that they could have aimed the key accurately at him.
Dagger had to be the anchor point to get to the key to the body, definitely. In the body, we do have to remember, the body was arched up with the dagger, like, stabbed into the tip here.
Oh.
So that was what... So that height reaches this, right? I think that's fair to say.
So you think the body was the counterbalance for the key? Is that why he was arched upward? Because the string was yanking at the knife in his chest?
I believe that has to be a part of it, at the very least. We know that the mesh is here, so the key was most likely above for a while, right? That has to be the case. Above the...
Yeah.
Central sped has been replaced with wax, so you put the key in the wax, and then once that key heats up, it would then melt and then drop it. God, I'm having a fucking hard time imagining this in my head.
I think we should stop here and come back with fresh eyes.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we'll save it for next time. We'll leave you all in suspense.
I can't process this. It's past midnight. My brain's not working.
We'll think about this another time. Thank you all for watching. Let me find someone to host here.
I gotta be up early tomorrow. I'm going to sleep. Good cases, though.
Great cases. Let's see. Is anyone streaming Murders on the Yangtze River? I doubt it.
Was not a fan of the dad trauma nightmare, though.
It was spooky, I have to admit. It did have me a little bit spooked.
All right. Love you. Good night.
Love you too. Good night. Before anyone goes, let me find someone to... Oh, that's Ace Attorney spoiler. I cannot name that person. Let's see. Someone is streaming the Apollo Justice trilogy, and they are on the Spirit of Justice Case 3. That's rough. That's rough.
F. As punishment.
What the hell? I'll give him some love. They have a cool VTuber model. What is that? Phoenix voice. Yeah, I'll throw it over to them. So go over there, go show them some love. Okay, they're playing the Apollo trilogy. It's rough. They need all the love they can get. Farewell.